And there's the skyline of a resilient Tampa Bay digging their way out from a hurricane last week. We'll want to give a shout out to everybody out there helping their neighbors out here in Tampa Bay. We're going to help out our audience because a hurricane is going on in the ring tonight. Get your mind off your troubles with our evenly matched fights. We start out with David Navarro versus Mykell. Gamble. Navarro, his one loss, very, very controversial. Gamble, undefeated, looked fantastic in the ProBox ring. And then 8 rounds in the light heavyweight division. When you think about fighters in ProBox who might wear gold, Najee Lopez has to be near the top of that list. He's looking to put on a performance tonight against the very experienced Ismail Okles. And next up, 10 rounds in the super featherweight division. Tsendbaatar Erdenebat, the undefeated Mongolian Olympian, very hard puncher, takes on the biggest test of his career against Frency. Fortunato, 15-1. In our main event, Chris Colbert versus Omar Salcido. Colbert, the counter puncher. Omar Salcido, the fighter from Mexico, looking to walk him down, looking for redemption from his first loss of his career right here in the ProBox ring. Welcome inside the ProBox TV Event Center. Jimmy Smith alongside the champs, Chris Algieri, Paulie Malignaggi. Chris, when you look at our main event here, it's all about contrast. Well, in the main event and the co-main event, but in the main event, Colbert, of course, the counter puncher, Salcido trying to walk him down. But in his losses, Colbert, 2 world champions, hasn't been as sharp with his counter punching. Does he need to be razor sharp tonight?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, both men are coming off a loss, but Colbert is one of those guys, man. Paulie and I have known him for decades at this point. He's a guy who grew up in the gyms in Brooklyn, was always super talented, very, very good boxer, very, very slick, very smart, but also an aggressive defensive guy. But in this fight, man, you got a really aggressive guy in front of you from Salcido, who's going to come. He's a 2-fisted puncher. He's in great shape. He's big for the weight class. So if Colbert can go back to his boxing style, be slick and outmaneuver Salcido, which is what happened in his last fight, his first loss here on our air, I think he could be successful. Yeah, but in that loss, let's talk about Salcido. Put a lot of physical pressure on, but Paulie, he didn't throw enough punches, just wasn't busy enough.
And that's the thing. I mean, you've got another shifty guy in front of him. It's funny because tonight's main event, we got guys who are in each other, can kind of see each other's kryptonite because Salcido, against a moving target that knows how to fight off the move, seems to not be able to get those punches off. He needs to be he's the kind of guy who needs to be set to punch. So Colbert has the skill to offset that if he does what he does best. When Colbert is not doing what he does best, that pressure overwhelms him, and that's what we saw in the Valenzuela rematch. You know, is that pressure. Eventually, he kept staying with his back to the ropes, and eventually got caught and knocked out. So I'm wondering, both guys need adjustments as far as if they see each other's kryptonite. And tonight, the styles, when they're at their best against each other, are each other's kryptonite. That's what makes this fight interesting tonight. And we're going to see who makes the adjustment and who makes the better adjustment. Very impressive fight because both guys really need a win. In ProBox, well, you don't get the gimmies here in ProBox.
Oh, let's talk about the co-main event. Tsendbaatar Erdenebat, undefeated 10-0. Usually, once again, you get the gimmies to kind of to pump you up. Against Fortunato, 15-1. No gimmies here. What does the Mongolian need to show you tonight?
I'll tell you what, the Mongolian keeps impressing me. You know, Erdenebat is a guy who has got a vast amateur career. He's very, very popular in Mongolia. Our views, when this kid fights, our views are just shoot through the roof. This kid is so popular where he comes from. It's just about living up to the hype. He's continued to be impressive when we've had him here on ProBox. We haven't given him any gimmies here as well. And tonight in Fortunato, he's got yet another step up. Listen, Erdenebat is the kind of guy, you can see his style can match up well against anybody. He knows what he's doing. He's a vet. But it's the styles that make the fight. Fortunato can be dangerous at his own right.
For me,
the key. That's what I'm curious about.
For me, I want to see him put it together. You know, he hasn't really been fighting in the weight class that best suits him. Now he's come down. He's fighting a very tough opponent, but I want to see him get the knockout. He's 10-0 with only 5 KOs, but man, he hits hard.
And that's the thing. In the right weight class, even his trainer's telling me in the right weight class, his kid hits hard. His kid hurts guys in the gym. It's about coming together.
For me, it's putting it together, getting the KO.
And for us, it's about evenly matched fights, and we are starting off with a banger. Do not tune in late to this one. Outstanding amateurs looking to improve their professional careers. One loss for David Navarro. That was controversial in a fight he was winning with only seconds left versus Mykell. Gamble, the fighter out of Cincinnati, tall, rangy, unorthodox southpaw. This is a contrast in styles that is going to be absolutely outstanding. You look at the physical tools, they are about the same. Both men very young, similar reaches, similar heights. Can't wait to get it on Jim Sorensen. Take it away for us.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, bienvenidos and welcome to the ProBox Event Center in beautiful Plant City, Florida. Are you ready for your Wednesday night fights? You are in the right place. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, ProBox Promotions and Gary Jonas present an evening of professional boxing sponsored by Sports Betting AG, your odds for the best sports betting online. With 4 scheduled bouts, 36 rounds, you are in the right place for 3 full hours of all action, 50-50 fights, good fighters in great fights. Tonight's fights are being broadcast live tonight, streaming on ProBox TV, your boxing channel, on YouTube, ProBoxTV.com, or download the ProBox TV app. Tonight's bouts are presented under the auspices of the Florida Athletic Commission. Executive Director Tim Shipman is here with us ringside. Your judges this evening are Braden Jackson, Alvaro Rodriguez, Joanne Richard, and Tito Wilgo. And your referees will be Mykell De Jesus and Christopher Young. Your physicians at ringside, Doctors Mary Ellen Shriver-Terzini and Jared Vasquez, and the official timekeeper at the bell, Jed O'Connor. And ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder, there is no video recording of tonight's event, absolutely no flash photography. For the fighter's safety, please, no flash photography. Are you ready for some action? You are in the right place. Let's get this first bout underway. Ladies and gentlemen, this first fight this evening is an 8-round proposition between 2 featherweight fighters. Your judges for this fight are Braden Jackson, Alvaro Rodriguez, and Joanne Richard. And the referee, the third man in the ring, Mr. Christopher Young. Introducing to you first, he fights out of the blue corner. He's wearing the white trunks with gold trim. He weighed in at 128 pounds. He is undefeated in his young career. His record, 7 wins, with 4 of those wins coming by way of knockout. From Cincinnati, Ohio, give a shout for Mykell G. Baby Gamble. And in the red corner, his opponent, wearing the gold and green trunks, weighing in at 127.2 pounds. His record, 6 wins, just 1 loss, with 3 wins coming by knockout. Representing La Angostura, Michoacán, Mexico, let's hear it for David Navarro.
All right, Jimmy, it's good right here. Everything good. Our purpose is good. Okay, we see instructions in the dressing room. It's been a clean fight. Give them commands all the time. Push themselves all the time. Touch them up.
Cannot wait for this one to open up our card here on ProBox TV. And after this fight, big announcement about the future of ProBox. Can't wait to talk about that. Well, right now, it's about the 2 gentlemen in the ring. David Navarro taking on Mykell Gamble.
Look when you're ready. Look when you're ready. Bail.
This is a great opener. I'm really actually looking forward to this fight. I've called actually both these men before, but David Navarro, you know, he's got that one lone loss in there. I think you mentioned at the top, it was very controversial the way it happened. It was a bag fight, misunderstanding of the corners in terms of how many rounds the fight were. Regardless, he can fight. And Gamble, we've had on our air a few times, he can really fight. So this is a great matchup, good style matchup as well. You know, Navarro, boxer puncher, Gamble counter puncher.
Navarro in the gold and green, Gamble in the white.
Yeah, we talk about having the winning mentality. A lot of times, you know, these prospects at this point in their careers, they're fighting guys who are sort of journeymen. They're the kind of win, but they get their winning mentality beaten out of them quickly. When you've got 2 guys who are this hungry and on the way up, it's more difficult to beat the winning mentality out of them. Let's see how this unfolds here.
And Navarro talked to him about his boxing family. His uncle was an Olympian. His brother, Jonathan, has fought here on ProBox TV. His other brother was second behind Floyd Mayweather in the Olympic trials. Whole family, East LA legends when it comes to boxing. He says, yeah, I carry that name with pride. There is a lot of pressure. I carry it well.
Yeah, he just got caught with a good counter on the left hand, which is Gamble's best punch, and he carried that well, Jimmy.
Navarro's, they're a big boxing family, and they span multi-generations.
There's pressure. You walk into the gym, everybody knows who you are. They want a piece of you.
They're like the Sutters in hockey, the Doyles and Billy Madison.
Sandersons, the Smiths in wrestling. Well, each family has
Navarro rules.
Right now, look at the slick count. I don't know if you call him a cutie, but he has a slick style. It's hard to read Gamble. It's what he's so great at.
Yeah, Gamble's a very, very slick counterpuncher. I love what he does. He draws a line in the sand. He uses that southpaw jab well to really measure distance with that left hand. That's that shot right there. He's looking to unfurl that thing. He pulls that trigger, pulls a beautiful, hard, sharp left hand counter.
Yeah, Navarro's going to have to close that gap the way Trish tried there. Can't let Gamble get too comfortable at his range, because he'll start to deaden the pace and pick you off and pot shot you. So Navarro's going to have to work at making him a bit uncomfortable. Tried that feint there, didn't make him pay, but let's see if he's able to start to penetrate that distance.
Yeah, champ, you got to be very careful coming to the front door like that. Yep. Gamble's left hand does have some pop.
Yeah, he's tried a couple of feints, but he's not been able to really pull the trigger off those feints, and Gamble's been pretty good at maintaining that distance so far.
Both fighters talked about being around one another in the amateurs, right? It was one of those things where, Gamble's a junior national champion. They saw one another in the amateur all the time. They said, if you fight with him, they said, no, I'm aware of him. I know about him. I know he's tough. A lot of respect, both these gentlemen. We talked about each other.
Watch your rep. Watch your rep.
This
Let him
ain't
go.
the amateurs. You got 8 rounds of professional boxing here tonight. That's a very long time for a guy. For these guys who only have 7 professional fights.
10 seconds, Jimmy. 10 seconds.
Heating up into round number 1.
For the bell.
Where that way?
Did I lose everything?
Huh?
I lost it?
Right like that. Don't start forcing it though, okay? You start forcing, that's when he's gonna have an opportunity for jumping in. The longer the fight goes, the more he's gonna get desperate, the more he's gonna jump, all right? So stay smart. And when you do step back, don't step back tall. Step back with an angle. You understand?
Cuando te tiene la izquierda, go to your left. Don't go to your right because he's going to catch you with it. Go to your left.
David Navarro.
Okay. Pero stay low, cabrón. You need to take him back.
Gym Wars, famous in Los Angeles. All the surrounding areas in Southern California. Got some great work getting ready for this one. Talk about the winning mentality, Paulie. That was on display in round number 1 for sure.
Yeah, neither guy was really able to take control of the fight so far, and you wouldn't expect it to be so early. When you fight opponents, maybe you see prospect to take control of the fight right away. But prospect versus prospect here, you wouldn't expect somebody to just take the fight by the horns right away. Guys are still jockeying for position, trying to avoid that pressure and trying to hot shot on his way out. Talked about knowing each other and being around each other but never fighting. I can remember being around, in the amateurs with Navarro's uncle Jose. He was in Olympian in 2000. Actually ended up in the same stable in the pros with the same promotional outfit and turned pro.
Beautiful fighter.
Yeah, and I thought he was robbed. He should have been a world champion in his career. He was robbed on a New Year's Eve show in Japan about 20 years ago with it. Outright robbery.
I would say one of the most talented fighters to not win a world title.
Should have though. The judges got it right. Who knows what happened with them?
Navarro right now having trouble with that southpaw jab.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a taller man, he's got a southpaw, he's got a guy who's fighting a counterpunch style. And when you're the shorter man, you got to close that distance, but you also got to be wary of the power in those counters. This is not an easy task, especially early on for Navarro. He needs to be on his P's and Q's.
All of Gamble's stoppages in the first round. He's getting it done early when he wins by knockout with decision last time. Navarro ran into the left hand there.
There's that left hand I was talking about. Prior to that, Navarro landed a good left hand of his own with a nice sweeping long left hook. That Gamble got that back.
What's Navarro? He should just be trying to hit anything. Arms, maybe the stomach and straight right hands. You can't look for the perfect shot against a guy like Gamble because he's so slick. They just keep you reaching and overthinking.
Yeah, whenever I fought guys who fought with that shoulder down, especially southpaws, I would punch the hell out of that shoulder.
Yeah.
I would throw that straight right hand right down the middle, hit that shoulder, pin that arm down, so that counterpunch is there.
Yeah, you touch the shoulder. I even touch the glove sometimes,
Especially with southpaw, yeah.
Jab at it, and it can give you a false sense of security, like you're parrying it.
Alcala, his last fight here in ProBox TV, able to kind of make it a dirty, ugly fight late. Right, came on a little bit later. Gamble started slowing down just a bit. Alcala was able to make it dirty. Navarro so far not able to.
Yeah, I mean, Campbell, we have him on a few times. He scored a first-round knockout in one of those fights. Then he had a tougher, longer fight, and he comes out very strong normally. He's very sharp with that left hand, but tends to fade a little as the fight goes on. I'm curious to see what kind of conditioning he's got tonight in his first 8 rounds.
Navarro's still only fighting in spots.
And when you let that guy draw the line in the sand and control that distance, the way that Gamble is right here, much easier to maintain that position.
Foot movement. Navarro trying to turn it on the end of the round.
Again, looking for that perfect shot. It's not there.
I know. That's not head, but I know. Watch your hands.
Forward, don't walk back. Le pegas, güey, te sales. You're at his distance. I want you to fucking keep going forward, pero moviendo la pinche cintura, cabrón, y jab. Why don't you go inside? Throw more combination. 2, 3. When you throw the jab. Hey,
A little frustration in the
jab,
corner of David Navarro.
Jab, right.
Don't need a translation. Move your head a bit more. Don't come in so straight.
Smart.
Gamble right
His
now
only chance is to jump.
doing everything well from that southpaw stance, gentlemen.
Yeah, there's that shot. It didn't land as cleanly as we thought. We had Gamble to the back of us. Seemed like it more landed on the shoulder / side of the face. You see, there's a headbutt.
Didn't land as cleanly as that headbutt did.
Yeah, headbutt was the cleanest shot.
Underway in round number 3. Undefeated Mykell Gamble. White trunks, yellow tassels. David Navarro. Fighting out of Mexico, 6-1, decorated amateur. Remember his second fight, gentlemen, was on Showtime. And then third fight, the cut we talked about, led to a controversial loss with seconds left to go. By the way, in the fight, referee stopped the fight. He said it was caused by an elbow. Referee said it was caused by a punch. A lot of controversy there. He kind of drops off the mat. It's kind of, where did this guy go? He's kind of rebuilt since then with one loss.
Yeah, but also, I'm glad you gave us that backstory, Jimmy. He fights like an undefeated fighter. And I'm looking at this fight as 2 undefeated guys. 2 guys who don't want to give up their O. Because Navarro's the kind of guy, based on how that fight went down, that one lone loss, that controversial loss, he doesn't feel like a fighter who has that.
It was ahead on all scorecards, by the way. Right? It was a total dominating fight.
Yep.
That's one where you feel like the referee did another job, dude.
Yeah, you're ruining careers. Potentially.
Shades of Chavez Taylor was stopped with seconds left. What are you doing? Could be over. Controversial ending.
Navarro is spending a little too much time at that mid-range distance where he's at a disadvantage. I got to see him using those things, using that in and out, cutting angles and coming in, not through the front door.
He's got to go aggressive this round, notice, but he's got to be just consistent areas again. Gamble's starting to let him in a little bit more to the front door, but let's see if Navarro can keep that consistency.
But he's not changing speeds up enough. Gamble is the kind of guy, he's a sharpshooter. You can see you coming.
Yeah, and it's the same shot every time.
Yep. He's got that sniper left hand ready.
He's sort of reaching out with the lead left hand and then trying to throw a big right hand. He's got to change up a little bit.
Gamble talked about this being his first 8-round fight. He said, I'm prepared for 8 rounds. As part of his mentality, and it seems to me as though fighting efficiently. Like he knows this is an 8-round.
Yeah, he's not overworking at all, like I said. He's drawing the line in the sand. He's pawing with that lead hand, not using a lot of juice. And then whenever Navarro makes those rushes, then he fires. Navarro's working a lot harder again.
All southpaw with a great jab. It's very rare in this sport, Paulie. You know, Winky right. Mykell Moore had a good jab. It's very rare, but as you do it well, it's hard to get around that jab.
For a featherweight, he has a little bit of that smoke gainer, Derek Gainer.
Yeah, good call.
That physical look.
That's why we keep you around, Paulie.
Gainer can punch a little bit too.
Yeah. From down here in Florida.
But to your point, you know, Chris, we're talking about not overworking, not planting his feet, not moving too much.
At this pace, I mean, honestly, he doesn't really need to. He's having a lot of success right now.
10 seconds, Jimmy, 10 seconds.
8 seconds left in round number 3. Navarro try and steal it again.
boxing superstar Tim Tszyu is coming to Prime Video. Don't miss this championship showdown as Tszyu takes on undefeated Murtaza Aliyev for the super welterweight world title. Saturday, October 19th, streaming live exclusively on Prime Video for all Prime members.
It's on Prime Video. We were able to talk to Tim Tszyu. Got a great interview with him. It's on our YouTube channel at ProBox TV. Murtaza Aliyev. That's no easy fight for Tim Tszyu. That's going to be an excellent one. 154, guys. Red hot.
Red hot, a lot of talent, deep division, one of the deepest in the sport today. A lot of young guys, too. A lot of young, talented fighters in that weight class right now.
Great time to be in boxing. Do not
You're doing
miss
good,
it.
bro. Don't let him fucking come into this fight.
Make his name.
Stop him with that jab. Stop him.
Again.
Bill Campbell getting his advice. Gas looks good.
Come on, bro. Keep
I think he
winning.
learned a lot from that Alcala fight where, as we pointed out, he faded late. Doesn't want to do that in this one. Start off round number 4. Paulie, if you're in Navarro's corner, what are you telling him to get? He's had trouble getting in, right? You're talking about going through the front door. That's been his attack, just like that.
Yeah, you got to change speeds, like Chris was saying. You got to change speeds, but you also want to change looks. It's like he tries everything all at once. When he rushes in, he just gets low and tries to leap in, and then he tries to throw one big shot. And you sort of see it as again. He tries to lunge in, one big right hand. You sort of want to use that first step as a deception. Make Gamble make that first false move and then make him pay. Instead of being impatient and trying to land that first shot.
He's a sniper. If you know anything about being a sniper, it takes a while to reload, right? It takes that time to get back in.
And also, when Gamble makes that escape, you want to make sure you're stepping with him or you're cutting off the ring. You want to at least present the physical presence in front of him, even if you're just outside of punching range. So you keep that mental stress on him. I haven't seen a lot of thinking. I've seen a lot of effort from Navarro, but I haven't seen a lot of the psychology as far as mental thinking. The effort pays off in moments, though, like we saw right there.
A guy like Navarro, he can do everything. He's just not putting it together right now. Like he's feinting, but he's not capitalizing on the feint. He's coming in as being explosive, but he's not being deceptive, as you said, hiding that first move.
But I like how Gamble's, taking what he's got, and he's not trying to overstep in his boundary too. He knows Navarro's a live guy, so he's taking what he's got. He's trying to maintain that proper distance because he knows at the proper distance he's going to have control of this fight, even if it's with a simple jab.
This is Navarro's first fight in 2024 and a shoulder injury. The last sparring session before the last fight that was scheduled for him, gentlemen. As you know, that's when it happens. Injury to the shoulder didn't require surgery. Fights getting dropped and then injuries have kept him out of the ring. And maybe that's a little that ring rust we're seeing here, Paul. He's not being able to find his way. Timing was a little bit off.
Yeah, and Gamble's not an easy guy to close the range on. Again, he's a master of range himself. This is how Gamble's going to, butter his bread, so to speak, in his boxing career. You can tell he's got that height, he's got that physical ability, he's a natural athlete, and he knows how to make those deceptive defensive moves and he gets those sharp little counters. But Navarro can overcome it with consistent pressure. He's got to do some thinking behind it as well. It can't just be the effort. It's got to be a little bit of IQ behind it.
Now, Chris, you're seeing punches that aren't landing necessarily that clean, but he's showing aggression. Could he be stealing rounds with maybe strategy, throwing a little bit more together?
Unfortunately, I have to say this, that there are judges that prefer certain styles over others, which they should. It should be an unbiased judgment, but that's not always the case when it comes to scoring a fight. So yeah, it is a possibility that the guy who's coming forward, the guy who's being aggressive, could be stealing some of these rounds because a lot of these big counter punches from Gamble, as you said, are not landing that clean.
It's also what you look at as being the aggressor. Because Gamble, for me, has had control of the center range. There's moments when Navarro shoots forward, pushes him back. And I feel like he's doing it more and more these last couple rounds.
He's being a ring general. He's controlling the space.
Right. You gotta fire more in twos. Papa, papa, papa. You're throwing two and you're leaving it there, and by time you're done your two, he's 3, 4, 5 punches in, and he's winning those exchanges. Okay.
All right.
It's time to.
No, I veces when you go up to him, you end up too high and you're on top of him. No, you're lower. You need to stay under him.
Corner of David Navarro, November 9th, the return of Jojo Diaz. He is clean. He is back. He's going to be fighting in our main event also. Terrell Valsaint, Blast, 11-0, a ProBox veteran. He's been our co-main event. It's going to be a great night of fights. Kissimmee, Florida. Get your tickets now. Back inside the ring, gentlemen. Moment of truth. We're over halfway for this eight round fight. Round number 5.
Another moment of truth. That graphic, we got to correct it.
Oh, big left hand from Navarro. Gamble looks to the ref to get his mouthpiece. That's not how it works, though.
Protect yourself at all times.
Stop.
Got a moment of truth here.
Just talked about it. Moment of truth. Big shot.
Watch the kidney punches.
There was a
But the other moment of truth is Nicholas Walters is out of that fight against Jojo Diaz. His hand, it's going to be Jojo Diaz return against the opponent, but it will be
Andres Salinas. It's going to be his opponent.
November the 9th.
Big push, Paulie.
Big push here from Navarro. Got his man.
And I feel like last couple of rounds he's been trying to push more and more.
But you got to know the strategy in the gym was, hey, this guy tends to fade late. Might have to own the last 4 rounds. Looks like exactly what he's doing, turning it on in round number 5.
But also, GB, you mentioned the ring rust, him not being in the ring. This could be him getting 4 rounds under his belt, feeling better now, better timing, better distance control. Just landed a good left hand again there.
So, there's guys, when some of these slicksters, they don't like to be touched at all. So if you can start to take them to that place where the fight gets a little bit too physical, even if it's not the prettiest fight, you make them uncomfortable and you start drawing out mistakes.
Certainly trying to bring the physical pressure, the fighter from Mexico. The right doesn't land, but it sends the message. And also, Chris, is it disconcerting to you that Campbell, all of his finishes in the first round, that he gets less dangerous as the fight goes? What does that tell you?
Yeah, and I saw that in that last fight. He looked very, very strong early on, but then as the fight wore on, he faded, his opponent came on, got him into his position that he was not comfortable. And Navarro not really showing any signs of slowing down, even though he's been putting out a lot of effort. Now we see him actually going underneath shots. He wasn't really doing that before. He's definitely found his timing. Also, I like the adjustment that Navarro's made. He's coming in aggressively, but he's throwing the punches to where Gamble's going to be. He's anticipating the shots. The overhand rights, the looping left hands. Smart adjustment there.
A lot of his power shots, just like that.
But he notices he's overthrowing the punches, throwing it to where Gamble's going to retreat to, and that's why he's getting hit in the end of the punch.
Oh, best punch of the fight so far for Gamble.
Best punch for either man. That was a hell of a shot. Navarro took it really well.
Navarro bent into that one. There's also some adjustments that need to be made for Gamble as well, because Navarro also attacks in the same way. He still comes into the front door and tries to push his way in there. Sometimes Gamble is also giving up too much ground instead of holding his ground and meeting Navarro with a shot.
10 seconds left.
You got to mix and match that the way you're going to defend against a guy like this.
What has been a great round for David Navarro.
Time.
Stay inside. When you get inside, fucking stay inside. Le pegas and you fucking step out. Don't fucking do that. Fucking stay low. Y luego, the jab, te levantas, güey, no. El jab, tú eres fucking chest. You pick up your fucking head y te pega, cabrón. Don't pick up your head. Come on.
Sound advice,
Stay fucking low.
gentlemen. You get inside, you stay inside.
And don't take too many steps back. Just one and
Pay
counter.
attention to the round. Beautiful ring guard girls here. What do you think about the last round?
It's that big shot early in the round that knocked out the mouthpiece of Gamble. Big left hand, beautiful shot, got him pulling back straight. But then Gamble came back later in the round with a nice overhand left. And although that was a very good round for Navarro, Gamble did get some shots in as well.
Start round number 6. 6-1, David Navarro. Mykell Gamble 7-0. His record undefeated, looked great in the opening rounds. Starting to fade a little bit as the fight progresses. Navarro may have found the distance. Ring rust, not fought his first time in 2024. Oh, damn again!
Very similar shot to the last round.
And that's the thing, Navarro using that first shot to put Gamble out of position, and then the follow-up. A lot of times earlier in the fight, Navarro wasn't coming back with his hook. He was just throwing a big right hand and falling in. Comes back with the hook there. And they was able to land it because the big right hand put Gamble out of position. Sometimes Gamble overcommits to defense, oversteps. Like I said, at times Gamble also has to hold his ground and meet Navarro with punches and time him. Instead, he's constantly giving ground, going back a little bit too much. Navarro's starting to pick up a timing on it.
Could Navarro have also felt the power of Gamble going after get through this? Is he just growing in confidence a little bit?
Yeah, because Gamble also stepping into his shots. You know, he's getting his pot shotting constantly. Eventually, there has to be moments even if you're a pot shot fighter where you hold your ground and snap some shots in there.
I think it's more of a timing thing, because Gamble looks like he's so punching hard with that left hand. He threw a couple an uppercut earlier in the round, was very powerful. Landed that big left hand last round. Navarro just seems to have good timing at this point. He's getting underneath these shots. He's figured out how to be deceptive on the way in, and he's finding those home for those shots.
So I got to flip the question around. I asked Paulie about Navarro. What do you tell Gamble at this point, Chris, if you're in his corner about keeping this guy up?
Exactly what the champ said. You got to hold position better. You got to be able to set that line in the sand. That's what works early on. Now you're getting pushed back and pushed into these longer moving shots. Stand your ground, throw those power punches, shorten up on your shots. The punches are too wide.
If you catch Navarro coming with a clean shot, once or twice, I don't think it could be over, but you're gonna at least calm him down. You know, right now Navarro is confident in the way he's attacking, and he's realizing, like you said, Jimmy, there's not really a lot coming back it's getting his respect. So he's willing to risk it. That's why I'm talking about sometimes you gotta hold your ground and really plant a counter shot in there to put the guy in his place here and there. Right now Navarro doesn't have that fear.
Whether it's sparring, in a gym or in the ring, it's Italian combat sports. Guys don't back up for no reason. You gotta give them a reason to back up. Right now, Gamble not giving Navarro the reason.
Navarro is marked up though. He's got mouses under both eyes. Some of those shots are getting through from Gamble. But Navarro definitely has great momentum these last couple rounds.
A little vocabulary question. When it's those marks on your face, do they count as mice?
They're mice.
Mice?
Mice.
I know when they're animals, when they're rodents, they're mice, but I don't know.
We're making the call right now. They're mice. He has mice under
on your face there. Are they mice?
Mices?
Or mouses, like you said.
Mouses. I was going to say it would be mouses.
Yeah.
Learning English here, ProBox TV.
Mice on your face.
Why you tune in? Navarro getting more aggressive after round number 4. So far, it is paying dividends. Obviously, don't know how the judges are scoring it. But if you're in Gamble's corner, you can't be feeling good about those last couple rounds.
No, you got to tell him you got to close out and win these next 2 rounds. It's definitely a close fight. I believe Gamble was ahead early on, but Navarro has been grinding his way back. Oh,
you see that second shot there? That first shot makes Gamble go straight back. You see he goes straight back, and he gets hit with the second shot. Again, going straight back, there's times where you got to hold your ground and you got to time a guy like Navarro.
Seeing that in slow motion, I'm surprised he stayed on his feet.
He took that
bottle cap shot.
Took that punch pretty well.
And mouthpiece isn't really staying in either, so it's not a good look.
I was actually going to mention that earlier, Champ. Gamble keeps his mouth open a lot. And a lot of times when the guys are tired, he does that for the opening bell. He's just not a guy who bites out of that mouth.
Easy to break your jaw with your mouth open. That's the problem.
Your ass. Don't fucking let him jump in with big shots.
Heard the parting advice for round number 7. No one leap in with those big shots.
You got to come now.
Yeah, exactly. Tell me how. Tell me what to do. David Navarro, the gold and green. Mykell Gamble in the white, yellow tassels.
Yeah, one thing I can tell you about these 2 guys, there has been no pullback in the effort by Navarro all night. If anything, he's been picking it up. Gamble seems to level off a bit. Not that he's running out of gas like he did in his last fight. This fight, he's definitely in better condition, but he hasn't stepped it up the way Navarro has.
Yeah, I'd say Gamble comes in with the more physical talent, but it seems like Navarro is a more mentally strong fighter.
Yeah, you can see he looks locked in. You can look at his eyes. His focus is there.
Took it again over the top.
He's back with the right this time, so he's following it up with the initial big shot. He's using it to put Gamble out of position. He's trying to come back with the second one. There, Gamble tried to punch in between it. Nothing landed, but at least he stopped the attack on Navarro.
That's Gamble, the fighter from Cincinnati, Ohio, who has to change things up.
Aggression. Shot. And those numbers. This time it was the third one. This time it was 1-2-1, but again, he's putting those numbers together. Gamble not holding his ground, not meeting with punches, and this is why Navarro has made this adjustment to keep punching at him. And the mouthpiece out again, he may lose points here. Let's see. Every time he gets it clean, he loses his mouthpiece.
As you pointed out, Paul, referees get intolerant of that. Looking for a break.
Christopher Young does. lose this times. It's not like Christopher Yard is making it up. I mean, usually it's standard 3 times.
That's big in a fight like this.
8-round fight that's very, very close.
Especially with momentum changes the way that Jimmy has mentioned. You know, could Navarro be stealing some of those rounds? Maybe, but Gamble will be losing.
Now we're going to see how badly you want to say undefeated if you're Gamble, because now you have to know that you have to step on it a little bit. You know, Navarro showed us that he wasn't willing to lose this fight. Early on, he was having some trouble. He kept going and going, kept pressing on the gas until he started putting Gamble in problems. Now it's clear with this point loss that it's Gamble that needs to now step on it a little bit. Let's see how badly he wants to keep this or if he's going to be okay cruising to his first loss.
Another thing I'm noticing is you're looking at the cadence of this fight, not a lot of double jabs from the taller fighter, not a lot of triples. It's the same pot-shotting jab, Chris.
Not a lot of combinations in general. He's a one-punch guy. He's a counter-puncher. Again, he likes to set that line in the sand, wait for you to cross over, and then fire. There it is. Just like that.
He's not fired in a timely fashion and with enough respect on him.
He doesn't go forward. He's not a walk you down kind of fighter. He doesn't. You mentioned the jab a few rounds ago, Jimmy. It's a jab for range. It's not a jab for damage.
Beating a guy that comes to win is very different than just beating an opponent who's there for a check. And there comes points in your career where you're going to have to meet that guy across the ring from you who's also there to win. He's not just there for a check. Obviously, everybody's there for a check, but those guys who are there for a career, they're just trying to win.
Paul, you just said when I saw this was the opening fight, I went, seconds. Both these guys.
That's ProBox TV, man.
Good,
No gimmies here.
Yeah, and a lot of times you would say, oh, we got an undefeated guy. I got a guy who's 6-1. The undefeated guy's probably going to win. Like, we're setting it up. We don't do that here. Not here.
But it's also, you learn about the mentality of guys. You see, like I said, Gamble now, with that point loss, he's got to know, he's got to step on it now. There's got to be something inside of him that lets him say, I got to really push this more than ever before. See those shots there? One, actually it was 2 shots there.
Yeah, I thought it was it's 3. A 10 combination. Yeah. It's the lunging 2-1. Yeah. He steps through with the right, he throws the right hand, steps through with the right leg, and then throws basically a power jab over the top.
He did try the third one. It didn't land. It was
he threw a nice looping. One. Yeah, he's adding to that punch, that series of punches that has landed 3 times in a row.
He's starting to notice. There's Mayo Yoshida against Metcalf next week, coming to you from Madison Square Garden.
We'll be calling that one.
ProBox TV. Yeah,
that's going to be outstanding.
Getting the ladies involved.
It's going to be a great one. Be a Bantamweight World Championship. From your guys' neck of the woods, Madison Square Garden, we'll be calling that one.
In the theater.
Champ, and it's funny, we just got asked a few hours ago, hey, how come there's no lady fights on?
There you go. Right in the main event, no less.
8th and final round. What still may be a close fight with a point deduction.
In a co-main event in that card, we'll have a former ProBox TV along with Mike Williams. Very impressive. ProBox TV.
Fantastic.
Big round here. Let's see.
Double jab does he have? There he goes.
Champ, this is what you're talking about. Now we got Gamble coming forward, looking for a guy who understands he's got to go for it.
And you talk about that double jab, Jimmy. That was it right there. He followed it with a sweet left hand. See now.
Double jab.
Look at his ground there as Navarro through. Let's see if he's
the corner. Now's the time if he's going to throw some power.
You got a tall guy with power, man. You can go forward and set a guy up with a jab rather than just backpedaling all the time. He's a really dangerous fighter, this game.
You can't be too worried about what's coming back constantly, especially at the point in the fight where you're here, where you probably need this round pretty big.
Yeah, he's got so many physical gifts. He's tall, he's long. He apparently has a good chin to get some big shots, and he can punch.
Navarro's showing he doesn't want to take the L, that easily.
Navarro, to his credit, goes right back to the fight, gentlemen.
He wants back up.
No, Navarro's showing us mentally he's in the fight to win. It's physically where he's been outgunned at times, but he's made up for it with the effort where he's taking the rounds from Gamble. Now if Gamble ups the ante a little bit and shows some effort, you can see that his talent can win rounds for him. So far, with a minute 20 seconds left in the round, it's been a good round for Gamble.
It's been one of the best rounds he's had tonight.
Is it about winning rounds or winning fights? Because we think he might be down more than 1 point, especially with the deductions. Almost certainly finding the target and get a knockdown with a minute left in the final round.
Sharpshooter has turned puncher here in the 8th round. Big shot again.
Counter to the counter for Gamble. Again, he's doing a bit more than we've seen.
Where was this guy 3 rounds ago?
He figured out he wanted to win it in the last round. But let's see if it's going to be enough.
I think he was worried about the distance and his conditioning. Starting too late.
Good timing shot there. And he's also seeing the wide shots of Navarro and getting away from him in his ring.
So far, great 8th round for Mykell Gamble.
Holding position like he was early on.
Catching on the
You said he needed to, Chris.
Catching, shooting, putting that power down, putting his weight into his punches like he was earlier.
He started out strong and certainly finishing round 8 strong as Navarro says, come on, meet me in the center.
Yeah, that's the thing. Navarro needs you to cooperate with him. If Gamble does what he's supposed to do, Navarro's not going to be able to get to him. That's why Navarro's getting frustrated this round, because there was a few rounds in a row when Navarro was having his way with him.
As the final bell, how did the judges see it?
Fun fight.
That is the question. Very fun fight, gentlemen.
It's going to be close, man, because Gamble won some early rounds, and then
and
Navarro won the middle
last
rounds. And that last round was another Gamble round.
That point deduction
That point
could be
could be
big.
Well, you talk about the willingness to win. Navarro showed that basically round 5 on.
This should, young fighters at home, you got to get a good mouthpiece. Spend the money, go to the dentist. A mouthpiece should not fall out. It should be hard to take a mouthpiece out.
Boil it at least. If you're gonna
Even a boiling bite, those don't stay. You got to get a dentist.
Cost Gamble a point, that loose mouth guard.
Yeah, you saw Navarro in the middle rounds start to really just come back with a big effort, knocking out the mouthpiece of Gamble once, twice, 3 times. Finally ended up being what cost Gamble the point. There it is again. Big shots
Spinning
as well.
his head
Big
around.
eye-catching shots, gentlemen.
Yeah,
And in case they didn't catch your eye, they knocked his mouthpiece out, so you knew they landed.
Yeah, rounds 5, 6, 7 that was the story of the fight, was those big shots. But then Gamble came back in round 8. You see him there, wobbled Navarro with the left hand. He landed some good shots, controlled the center of the ring, controlled the distance, and went forward with a double jab.
And that's got to be frustrating for Gamble.
Yeah, seeing you can do it in the last round.
And the question is, can Mykell Gamble keep his undefeated record? Jim Sorensen will end the suspense.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Breton Jackson and Joanne Richard both score this bout 78-73. Judge Alvaro Rodriguez scores this bout 77-74 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, David Navarro.
And he finished it out strong. He moves to 7-1. He says, I want to fight a lot over the next year. Hopefully, we see him back in ProBox TV. Not just a technical performance, but a gutty performance with a lot of heart.
And Jimmy, if I'm looking at these scorecards, those judges like the guy who's going forward. Just like I said, it depends on what judges, what he's looking for. These judges tonight were looking for the guy who's going to be aggressive and coming forward. That was Navarro all night long, even though Gamble had good success early and late.
Yeah, I felt Navarro won the fight, but I don't think Gamble got enough credit for some of the rounds that I thought he won.
I mean,
it's an easy cop-out for judges. When they don't know what they're watching, they just give it to the guy coming
Who
forward.
moved forward? It's
But
the easiest thing to see.
At least for me, the right guy won, though.
Yeah, the right guy did win, especially with the point deduction. But like to see Gamble make some adjustments and come back. Another thing here at ProBox TV, not just evenly matched fights, but if guys fight strong, they come back. Beatrice Callis is in the back with our main event fighter, Omar Salcido, and stay tuned for a big announcement right after that.
Omar Super Salcido, one of the fighters of the main event of the evening, uno de los peleadores del evento estelar de esta noche. Omar, tienes un gran récord profesional. Tu única derrota fue aquí en ProBox TV y esta es tu primera pelea del 2024. You have a great professional record. This is your first fight of 2024 and you only lost one time against Jose Núñez here at ProBox TV. What does it feel to be in the main event and what are we going to see from you tonight? ¿Qué se siente ser uno de los protagonistas de la noche y que vamos a ver de ti en este duelo?
No, pues me siento muy contento, feliz por ser la pelea estelar esta vez y vengo con muchas ganas, ¿no? Creo que dejé una cuenta pendiente aquí en ProBox el año pasado, vengo a cambiar esa derrota y vengo a salir con la mano en alto, me siento listo.
I feel very ready. I lost last time here, the last time I was here in ProBox TV, but I've been training very hard. I come with everything that I have to win this bout tonight and give my best. Tu ídolo es Juan Manuel Márquez por su contragolpe y su técnica. Ahora tienes a José Benavides Sr. como como tu coach. Your idol was Juan Manuel Marquez for his technique and his skills, and now you have Jose Benavidez Sr. as your coach. What adjustments have you guys done for these fights, and what do you think are the keys for the victory? ¿Cuáles ajustes han hecho para esta pelea en cambio de la última que tuviste? ¿Y cuáles crees que sean las claves de la victoria?
Yo creo que la tranquilidad, ¿no? Y sobre todo el trabajo que hicimos en el campamento va a ser lo que nos va a sacar adelante esta pelea. Estuvimos trabajando muy fuerte con el team Benavidez, José Benavidez, y pues me siento contento y seguro porque esta noche nos llevamos la victoria.
We've been working very hard with Team Benavidez. I feel safe, I feel secure. I know I've been training very hard, so I'm sure I'm going to win this bout. Omar, muchísimas gracias. Back to you.
A ringside here, ProBox TV, Jimmy Smith alongside Chris Algieri, Paulie Malignaggi. Big announcement coming up about the international plans of ProBox TV. We all have our passports ready. We're all ready to go. Before we get into that, Salcido, his comments about coming after a lot, 19-1, being motivated by that loss. How much do you think that motivates him tonight?
I mean, we'll see. He's got to show up, because last time on our air, he did not show up. He caught a loss on our air, his first loss, and a fight that I thought that he was the favorite in my eyes, and he got outworked all night long. Tonight, he's going to have to show up.
That idea, Paulie, of you put in a performance, you're going to get that second chance here, but you got to make the most of it.
You got to make the most of it, and you got to show that you learned from your mistakes, right? He's got one loss. They were key mistakes he made. He's got a fighter tonight, his opponent, that can show him the mistakes he made last time. So we're going to see if he adjusted, because he's got a more shifty guy tonight.
And, of course, Salcido from Mexico, one of the centers of the boxing universe. Well, guess what is another center of the boxing universe, especially in 2024? It is the UK. That's right. Gary Jonas is going to tell you all about the UK and our plans to be there.
In order to really expand globally, which was always the plan, we needed to go over and cross the pond, go to Ireland, go to the UK, and do our fights from there. Now, the fact that they are such great fans, that's really the home of boxing, makes it a no-brainer. And it really was about the right time and the right opportunity. And when it came up with Conlon Boxing, it was perfect, right? We felt they were the ideal partner for us. Great opportunity to go over there and get that series started on that side of the pond. And look, you know, a lot of people know that ProBox TV is kind of known for evenly matched action fights. That's what we prioritize. We're not a promoter. We're just a boxing channel. ProBox TV is free. It's important to make that distinction. And it's available in all app stores. And once you get it on your phone, on your app, it's available on most set-tops. So Samsung, LG, Roku, Apple TV, everything. So, you know, no one wants to watch this on their phone. I suggest you go to ProBoxTV.com. It has all the details there. You'll be able to get your app on your phone. And then when you get home on your big screen, you'll be able to download us there as well and watch it on the big screen. And it is free. And it will be until we step to championship boxing. So we're really all about what the fans want. And I felt that the Conlons were really more suited to that. They're really supportive of that. And I think it's their Irish background that lends them to that. But they really do want that. They want the evenly matched action fights. They want what the fans want. So this was a perfect fit, the perfect time, and here we go.
Now, we talked earlier about famous names in boxing. The Conlon family, of course, Irish boxing in their blood. We interviewed them when this news first broke. They were excited, so excited to be working with us. Chris, how excited are you to be working with them?
I'm excited to be working with them. It's funny, I mentioned this on air when we did the interview. The very first fight I ever worked, I called Mick Collins' pro debut. And now things are coming full circle. We're going over to Belfast. We're working with them, calling fights. I couldn't be more excited.
That UK fan base, Ireland and the UK, the crowds are unbelievable. Paulie, that is really the gem when you're over there calling a fight.
Yeah, and the Irish also know how to really bring a fan base, singing. There's that football, soccer chant thing going. You know, I've been to Dublin. They've got a great atmosphere. I've never been to Northern Ireland and Belfast, so really looking forward to, you know, seeing how their atmosphere is as well. And, you know, they come with a big reputation, rightfully so.
Yeah, huge reputation, not just as fans, but as fighters. You know, when you get a Mexican fighter, you get an Irish fighter, you get a UK fighter in the ring, they leave it all there, and that is what ProBox TV is all about. Evenly matched fights and always entertaining, and more of that when we come back here at ProBox TV. We talk about fighters that might wear gold from ProBox TV. Naji Lopez, incredibly talented. Will that talent be on display tonight? We shall see when he comes back. That's right, 8 rounds in the light heavyweight division. Don't go anywhere.
Wednesday Night Fights. In partnership with DeBella Entertainment, it's Broadway Boxing Heroes on the Hudson 2. With proceeds benefiting veterans of the U.S. Armed Forces. October 23rd. Don't miss Mio Yoshida as she defends her IBF Bantamweight World title in a rematch against Sharetta Metcalf. Live from the theater at Madison Square Garden. Wednesday Night Fights.
Welcome back inside the ring here at the ProBox TV Event Center. In the ring, it's a light heavyweight showdown. We talk about talent. I talk about Naji Lopez and his future, his impact on the brand here at ProBox TV. He's a name to keep your eye on. They're not just going to win tonight. He's going to showcase and shine. Well, guess what? That's what he tries to do in every single fight. Learn more about him.
My name is Naji Lopez. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I train at a ProBox.
I'm not always looking for the knockout. It just happens, you know. I just want to, look good and progress every time I step in the ring.
There is Naji Lopez, spent his entire career here in ProBox TV. And as he said, I don't look for the knockout. I look for what comes. I'm getting better every single time. And we've seen that so far in the ProBox ring.
You know what? And I think he does look for the knockout. He's been one of the more exciting prospects. Yeah, I think when you look at the light heavyweight division, he's among the best prospects in the sport. What do you think, champ?
Absolutely. I mean, you got guys in this weight class. You got like Khalil Cole. You got Ben Whitaker. Naji Lopez is right there with those guys.
Yeah.
He needs to be in discussions with one of the best prospects in the world today.
And you're judged by the prospects that you're compared to. When he's compared to the very best of this weight class, you're going to get criticism, you're going to get praise. You're judged under the tightest microscope when you're at this level, and he is among the elite of this prospects in his weight class.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape between these two fighters. 8 rounds in the light heavyweight division. You see the youth, Naji Lopez, only 25 years old, 9 years younger than his opponent. He is taller. He has a 9-inch reach advantage, all the physical tools, but also all the pressure that goes with it. Jim, get us started.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next fight this evening is an 8-round battle in the light heavyweight division. Your judges for this fight, Tito Wilgo, Braden Jackson, and Alvaro Rodriguez, and your referee, Mykell De Jesus. Introducing to you first, he fights out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 173.4 pounds. He wears the blue trunks. He is a seasoned veteran of 33 professional fights. De Quito, Ecuador, demos la bienvenida a Ismael Destructor And in the red corner, wearing the pink trunks, weighing in at 176.2 pounds, he is undefeated. His record, 11 wins, with 8 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Representing the 470 Atlanta, Georgia, give a huge ProBox welcome to Naji Chino Lopez.
Come on, quickly. Ya lidié todo en el locker room y el rincón. I already told you everything in the locker room in the corner. Esto está bueno, esto va a estar bueno, ¿ok? Toca, touch those if you want to, toca cuando quieres.
See the size disparity right there as they are face to face. Naji Lopez, gigantic light heavyweight.
You gotta say, Jimmy, you know, Lopez has had some real high step up levels of competition, faced some good opposition. But this guy, Oracle, is his last-minute substitute. His original opponent pulled out.
Yep, last-minute substitution here.
It was either, you know, get this last-minute opponent, or Lopez wouldn't be able to fight on this card. So this is a little bit of a step back in terms of level of opposition. Lopez fights. Last fight, he beat a fellow undefeated prospect.
Yeah, and that fight went the distance. The last 2 fights have gone the distance. He's had some tests here at ProBox TV, but he said, I'm looking to showcase tonight. So far, that's exactly what he's doing.
He's an explosive fighter, Lopez. He goes for the stoppage. Really, he fights aggressively against any level of opposition. It's just a matter of, do you have something for him? Even in the last fight against the undefeated prospect, he was fighting.
Sumter knocked him down in round 4.
Yeah, knocked him down in round 4, but he kept staying, stepping on the gas. And really was a durable guy in a fight with Lopez. Looked very good otherwise.
Steven Sumter, a lot of challenge for Naji Lopez. Lopez able to pass that test.
And the other fight he went, this is with Escudero. And Escudero is a guy who sort of specializes in making you look bad. He's very, very awkward.
Escudero's a very good fighter.
Yeah,
he's another guy with a different look and a different outlook in his career. Could be a real prospect himself.
Yeah, so Lopez is one of the best prospects in the sport for this reason, and among the world's best prospects in this weight class for a reason. He's seen all kinds of different styles. And so you match a prospect with all kinds of different styles. They start to pick up a little bit here, a little bit there. And yeah, there's certainly things to work on. You know, he got the Khalil Cole fight offered to him, but, you know, Gary Jonas at ProBox, though, you know, he's a little too soon for him. He's not quite ready for that level of step up. It's a fight that he believes develops down the line. Right now, Lopez only 24 years old. You really look at it, light heavyweights don't really develop until later on, for the most part. You haven't seen a lot of light heavyweight prospects develop at a very young age.
Talk about those amateur fundamentals, Golden Glove champion. The fundamentals, Paul, you always talk about, you build in the amateurs. Has that in spades. He's added power in his program.
You know, the key here for Naji Lopez tonight, listen, it's not about getting the win, it's how you do it. But also not falling asleep. You got a guy in front of you like this.
Nice, right?
When you're used to fighting top-notch guys, back to back to back, step up, step up, step up. And then you have a bit of a step back. You got to make sure you don't fall asleep and get hit with some shots that you don't need to get.
One thing Lopez is one thing he struggled with is getting hit with the reckless shot here and there. It's what makes him exciting because he's always stepping on the gas, trying to put together those blazing combinations, those impressive shots. But at the same time, sometimes he does put himself in the line of fire a little bit too much.
But also, champ, when he does get hit, he does get cracked, he comes right back. He wants to get it back immediately.
I mean, that's the hunger and determination of a prospect. Again, it's what makes a fighter fun, but at the same time, it shows some of the flaws that need to be worked on.
Oklahoma fighter from Ecuador. We'll see a round number 2.
All right, go behind the elbow, go up the middle, especially the uppercut. You jab, shoot up the middle. All right? But don't stay there, don't stay.
ProBox TV makes its European debut in collaboration with Conlan Boxing. This stacked card starts with hometown fighter Padraig the Hammer McCrory returning to the ring to take on the hard-hitting Colombian Leonard Carrillo. And in the co-main, the UK's Robbie Davies Jr. clashes with former two-weight world champ Javier Fortuna of the Dominican Republic. Live from the SSE Arena in Belfast, Northern Ireland.
Can't wait for those Irish crowds. Crowd here getting a display so far from Naji Lopez in round number 2. He's in the pink trunks. Ismael Ocles, fighter from Ecuador, in the blue. As pointed out, last-minute replacement here. A couple days' notice. Him and his not willing to fight.
I like the body work of Naji Lopez here. He's got a guy who's durable, came in on last-minute notice, but is obviously in shape. But going down to the body is a very smart tactic.
It's crafty. You know, he gives you just enough. Well, he gives you just enough effort, but he's not really going to come out of pocket and try to get the win here. He's going to try to, lure you into something, try to see if you give him something to make you look bad or even to hurt you.
You got to be careful, guys. Like, can't be strong. You got to watch the headbutts. You got to watch for those tricky shots in between.
And also, Chris, you pointed out that when you're used to, as you said, high-level competition, those clean lines, guys come in with awkward lines. You don't see them. You're just not ready for guys who fight like that.
I mean, you can see that. He's definitely off the record. He's a bit of a survivor. You see the way that he's slipping and sliding.
Yeah, he got just as many wins as losses almost, right? But he's a over 30 fight vet, so he knows the way around the ring.
It doesn't get stopped a lot, by the way. He's got a couple knockout losses.
And you can tell that he's the kind of fighter that he knows the way around the ring, knows how to maneuver in there. And like I said, these kind of guys can make you look bad if you're not careful.
Naji finding a home for short power punches.
Again, different looks by Ocles, trying to get different looks. Hard for Lopez to get to the body. Ocles keeps changing
that left hand.
Yeah, he's starting to get broken down here.
Yeah, it was a good uppercut as well.
And that's what the corner was calling for Naji Lopez. Those uppercuts there. They wanted to go around the elbow. That's the left hook to the body there. But also the uppercuts were there. And they were spot on about that one.
Another trick he uses, creating space with that lead hand.
Yeah, you got to here because Ocles are now trying to take away the space, trying to smother, craftily using that head in there as well.
I like what Naji Lopez is doing in a tactic of creating space by rolling those shoulders. It's almost like a wrestling technique when you're pummeling to get out, creating space for his punches. Because Naji, man, he's got those long arms. He needs space to get those punches off.
Remember, Mayweather's so good with that lift. He's pulled it up with that weak shoulder.
Sneaky lead right start this salvo here from Naji Lopez. And again, different things. Shows he can start out the offense with different things. He's got a solid jab, knows how to lead with the right, knows how to disguise the offense.
You almost feel the will of Ocles fading a bit.
Yeah,
in this round as he's eating the big punches.
Looking less comfortable in there.
Yeah, Ocles fighting more and more when he has to fight. And he's not really engaging out of his own desire. He's only engaging when he's forced to. So he's getting more and more in complete survival mode.
Vocal, bárrate. Tirando, tenés que tirar más golpes, ¿oíste? Tenés que tirar más golpes, moviendo la cintura. Cuando él te deje la distancia, tirarle los de poder. Tirarle los de poder.
Tiene los brazos larguísimos.
Sí, pero estás en corto. Tirarle los golpes de poder. Ese es él en corto, no desarrolla sus golpes. Mientras vos desarrollas tus golpes.
Quito, Ecuador, his opponent, Naji Lopez, not even breathing hard after combinations like this.
Yeah, nice long right hand there. Cracks him on the side of the jaw, and then goes right back to the body. Good, smart work. The hand position has been excellent. There's that left hook to deliver. You saw the elbow slide. You know Ocles felt that. And more you see Ocles, that round was getting broken down, looking very uncomfortable in there. Round ended, you're like, oh, how much longer is this going to go? We shall see.
We begin round number 3. Lopez in the pink, Ocles in the blue. Naji Lopez, skills on display. Opening 2 rounds is further than a lot of people thought this fight was going to go. Once again, Ocles at last-minute replacement.
Again, like the champ said, he's not easy to stop. When they're stubborn, you get to the body.
That was heavy, man. That was a heavy body shot.
That delayed reaction tells you how bad it hurt. knockout.
Again, you talk about the completeness of Naji Lopez's offense. He can stop you to the head. He can hurt you to the body. We've seen stoppages to the head and to the body. He's explosive with his combinations, his punch selection, his speed. If he can just get that IQ just a little higher for the decision-making part, because at times, like I said, the only critique there can be of Naji Lopez is sometimes he's too offensive and he puts himself in harm's way, but it makes him so fun to watch as he develops here. Again, you compare him with the best prospects in this weight class, I can put him in the same level.
Oh, man, heavy left hook to the liver. That was the shot the corner was calling for, around the elbows. You saw Oakley, he tried to power through it, but that delayed reaction to the liver punch, man, you feel it right away, but then it gets worse and worse and worse.
It sneaks up on you.
Not to get into great detail, but if you're a man, it's the same as getting whacked in the test, and that delayed shot. Oh my! Same thing in the liver, and you see it there.
It literally curls you up. That's why you see
shut
guys
down,
bend over. It's just, it's an organ pain. It's different. It's not something you could ever really explain.
Yeah, it's a vomiting type of feeling.
And he's still feeling it. They got him on the stool now, but you see how uncomfortable he is.
And remember, Oracles was a last-minute replacement. It was better to get this last-minute replacement than have Lopez stay on the sidelines and not fight. But it's ultimately the way you handle these guys. Oracles is not an easy guy to stop, and you could see he knew his way around the ring. He's durable. If this was an average prospect, I could tell you Oracles would have found his way to go the distance. He doesn't give you much to work with. Lopez had to constantly create the openings he was finding, and he was able to do that, mixing both upstairs and downstairs. Impressive stoppage to the body, but he was already getting to the body earlier. He had landed some good body shots even earlier in the fight. He was opening up different ways with lead right hands, lead jabs, showing he closed the gap with different shots. Again, Lopez, impressive even in the method that he dealt with a guy like this tonight.
Chris, smooth combinations throughout.
Yeah, and for me, guys, Jimmy, Paulie, it was saying switched on for me. That was what I was impressed with tonight.
Yeah.
Listen, it's not about getting the win. It's how you do it. Obviously, you get the KO with a left hook to the liver, but for me, he stayed consistent from round one. You got a durable guy in front of you. It's not the kind of guy you want to be fighting right now, but this is what you got, and you deal with it.
And mentally, he stayed poised and mature about it, because this is a step down from his last two opponents. Escudero, not an easy guy to deal with. And I forget the last guy's name he fought, but
Undefeated.
very difficult guy.
Yep.
Very difficult guy.
Sumter was the last one. All of them tough. Jim.
Ladies and gentlemen, to make it official at 38 seconds in round number 3, your winner by knockout and still undefeated, Naji Chino Lopez.
Every step so far a step up. One of those names, Angelo Leo, a staple here at ProBox TV, now a world champion, knockout of the year candidate. Naji Lopez, when you look at the talent, he could be on that list, yes?
Yeah, I mean, he's got everything. Look at the physical gifts. 6'2",
Giant.
he's 80-inch reach. He's got good boxing skills, big amateur background. He's got power. He's got 9 KOs now in his 12 wins. And he's stepping up. He's been in real fights. He's been in tough fights. Tonight was a bit of an easy touch, but not the other fights before this. So we got a guy who's got a real big future, high ceiling.
Keep your eye on that young man. Incredibly talented, barely breathing hard, even after throwing those amazing combinations in our main event. It is Chris Primetime Colbert earning that nickname, being in the main event once again here at ProBox TV. His only losses to world champions. He's across from a world champion right now in Beatrice Callis backstage. Let's go.
Chris Primetime Colbert, one of the fighters of the main event of the evening, uno de los peleadores del evento estelar de esta noche. Chris, you've had very high level of opposition throughout your career. You have great professional record. You fought Rayo Valenzuela twice. On the first one you won, on the second, the rematch, you lost. En la primera pelea con Rayo Valenzuela ganaste, en la revancha perdiste. Tienes un gran récord profesional y has tenido muy buen nivel de oposición en tu carrera. What would it mean a victory tonight for your career? ¿Qué significaría una victoria esta noche para tu carrera?
Victory tonight just be another step in the next chapter of my career. I'm just looking forward to going out there, showcasing my skills and showing the world what I'm really able to do.
Estoy deseando enseñarle al mundo lo que soy capaz de hacer. Esto sería una gran oportunidad para mi carrera y vengo decidido a darlo todo. The lightweight division is a division that's full of good names and good prospects. Are you planning to stay in that division? Who would you like to fight next? What are your plans for your professional career? Estás en una división que está llena de muy buenos nombres, Lomachenko, Gervonta Tank Davis, etc. ¿Qué planes tienes para tu carrera? ¿Con quién te gustaría enfrentarte? What are your plans? Tell me a little bit about it.
To be honest, my plans is just to stay focused on this plan, and this plan is Omar Salcido, and get past this, God willing, we both get out the ring safe, and then we could talk about the next fights. But I'm not really looking to make a career at 135. I'm looking to make a career at 130 and get a title at 130. Then maybe we move up. But right now, like I said, I'm not focused on this. I'm focused on my opponent that I got in front of me.
Estoy concentrado completamente en la pelea de esta noche, que es con Salcido, eventualmente a lo mejor bajo las 130 libras o a las 135, en dependencia de cómo vaya todo hoy. Pero primero que todo, voy a darlo todo en el duelo estelar de esta noche. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Gracias.
We saw that a bit, the counter punch. We got that earlier tonight in Gamble versus Navarro. We're getting again in our main event, Chris Colbert, the counter puncher. Can he keep his distance and keep his timing against Omar Salcido? That'll be in our main event. Colbert's only losses to world champions. That is going to be an outstanding main event. Our co-main coming up, undefeated Mongolian Olympian Erdenebat 10-0. Fortunato, great amateur, 15-1. They'll settle it when we come back.
Wednesday Night Fights. In partnership with DeBella Entertainment, it's Broadway Boxing, Heroes on the Hudson 2. With proceeds benefiting veterans of the U.S. Armed Forces. October 23rd. Don't miss Mio Yoshida as she defends her IBF Bantamweight World title in a rematch against Sharetta Metcalf. Live from the theater at Madison Square Garden. Wednesday Night Fights.
Welcome back into the ProBox TV Event Center. Jimmy Smith alongside the champs, Chris Algieri, Paulie Malignaggi. Gentlemen, boxing, combat sports, period. A lot of times the fight isn't just in the ring. It is outside the ring with everything in your life. You have to overcome that before overcoming your opponent in the ring. I don't think any fighter carries that more than Jojo Diaz coming back. He has stayed sober. He has stayed focused. He has stayed determined. That battle is as hard as anything he could face in the ring. Gentlemen, what do you think about him coming back for us?
Absolutely, and the fact that he's done what he's done now while battling addiction is just speaks to his talent. And now him being clean and ready to come back and resume his career, we're super excited to have him here on ProBox TV. But listen, the boxing world's excited to have him back. He's a damn good fighter. He's fantastic.
You know, none of us are perfect. You know, we all have flaws, and every individual has different flaws. But
especially us guys who fight.
Yeah, but a lot of times it's human nature. It's easier to judge a person who has the flaws you don't have, because you're like, I don't struggle with that. How does somebody struggle with that? You know, so we have that bad tendency a lot of times as humans to judge people who don't have the flaws we have, because we can easily overcome those kind of flaws. But then we don't look at the flaws we personally have. So we have to be sometimes empathetic to other people's flaws as well, and other people's struggles as well, as they try to better themselves. And it's good to see Jojo Diaz working to become a better person.
And we had him on our air talking about his struggles, his difficulties outside of the ring, but his comeback is a human story that we here at ProBox TV are proud to tell. Check it out.
I ended up winning the world title back in 2020 against Tevin Farmer at 130 pounds. And then that right there, that's when it was really, you know, I would say my downfall. I have two kids. His name's Zenith Diaz. He's 3 years old that I ended up losing custody to back in 2022. I lost custody with him right when he was born in 7 months. Fought all the way. After the Devin Haney fight, I ended up winning 50-50 custody, but at the time I was still caught up in the alcohol use. I learned, you know, getting my childhood taken away from me, losing my house, losing my cars, not making the money that I used to make because I was missing weight. I was being unprofessional because I was so caught up in drinking and drugs and not putting my career first and not putting my health first. And I ended up losing my custody back in 2022. And now I'm trying to do things right for him, man. I want to show him that I'm strong and that I love him with all my heart, and I'm doing things for him. And I got a baby girl now as well. Her name's Rosalie Diaz. That is such a joy to my heart. That brings me joy and brings me happiness. I definitely want to get back into the ring and back into, you know, top competition, man. I want to fight the best in the world. I want to fight for world titles. I want to become a world champion again.
He will be returning Saturday, November 9th, Kissimmee, Florida. Get your tickets now to be on ProBox TV. Download the app. It is unbelievable that he is back in the ring at all. The idea that he has been able to overcome what he's overcome outside of the ring, come back, fight Saturday, November 9th is an incredible story in and of itself. We are ringside now. When you think about that, gentlemen, win or lose, he's won in a sense, yes?
Yes, and I love that he speaks about his children. That's the reason that he got him out of the throes of addiction, and he's back to resuming his career, trying to get back to where he was. I mean, it's just an incredibly heartwarming story.
When the nose goes down, you guys, we have seen it a million times. When the nose of the plane goes down, it's usually done. The fact that he was able to pull it back up, there he is live, that's the inspiration here, is it not, Paulie?
Yeah, and it's about the consistency, and that's why you latch on to things that really mean a lot to you in your life. The important things in this case, you know, he's talking about his kids. There's things you need to latch on that need to be the motivation. Sometimes it's about something bigger than you, to be why you need to be better, why you need to be a good example, and why you need to better yourself. And it's good to see that he's understanding that. And we reached that kind of maturity in time.
Yeah, ProBox TV, we're glad to lift him up. Another name here at ProBox TV. We cannot wait to see us in the ring now. Tsendbaatar Erdenebat, undefeated 10-0, taking on 15-1. That is the biggest step up of his career so far. Am I wrong about that? Fortunato there, 15-1, excellent test for him.
Oh no, absolutely a big step up, but also he's in his weight class. He's in the weight class that he belongs in. He was fighting as high as 138 against other good fighters, but not at this level. Now he's down at 130 where he belongs, and he's fighting the best opponent of his career. Let's see if he can make it happen.
Very talented, but you know, sometimes he's taking it for granted. He just fought at whatever weight that comes his way, you know. It's his 28th birthday tonight. Took him 28 years, but let's see if he sticks to the right weight class and stick and focus all the way, because he's been good, and he's not always been at his best focus. Imagine how good this kid can yet be. He's got a tough opponent in front of him tonight.
Not just talking about the focus, also the power of Tsendbaatar Erdenebat is that he's a good puncher. He can hurt guys. He doesn't always put them down, partly because he's been in the wrong weight class. Sports betting, there are the odds. Erdenebat, minus 500, about a 5-1 favorite over Frency. Fortunato, you talk about it, Paulie. Odds makers don't know what to do with us. They don't know what to do with ProBox TV because they're used to so many one-sided fights. This is not a 5-1 fight.
Not only that, I mean, we've seen plenty of upsets here on ProBox TV because the odds are just thrown for a loop when they have to make odds for our fights.
Paulie always pulls out his phone whenever we see those odds. Could just be a coincidence. 10 rounds in the super featherweight division. You see the height advantage of Fortunato. Very tall, very long jab. Only a 3-inch reach advantage. And you look at the weight class, 130 for Erdenebat. Could be in the right weight class. We'll see. That leads to a knockout. Jim, get it going for our co-main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it is time for your co-main event of the evening. And the winner of this fight will be crowned the new WBA Continental North America Gold Super Featherweight Champion. Your judges for this fight, Joanne Richard, Tito Wilgo, and Bratton Jackson. And your referee for this fight is Christopher Young. Introducing to you first, he fights out of the blue corner. He is wearing the white trunks with gold trim. He weighed in at 129.8 pounds. His record, 15 wins, just 1 loss, with 11 big wins by knockout from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, by way of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Give it up for Frency, El Gallito Fortunato. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he wears the black and white trunks. He weighed in at 130 pounds even. He is undefeated. His record, 10 wins, with 5 of those wins coming by knockout. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, give it up for Tsendbaatar, Tsendy Hero, Erdenebat.
Okay, gentlemen, everything up here will be seen good, right here will be good. Okay, Jimmy, you know what time it is. For the WBA title, you should fight hard, fight clean, touch him up.
Ready for our co-main event, 10 rounds in the super featherweight division. Tsendbaatar Erdenebat out of Los Angeles, Mongolian Olympian. Fortunato. Dominican Republic, 15-1, 11 knockouts. We are underway, round number 1. Erdenebat, the fire hydrant, in the black and white. Fortunato in the white and gold, much taller.
You can see her body's completely different here. Down about 70 pounds less than the last couple fights. And he was a very physical guy. He was heavier. Now you see him, he's able to control space much better.
They're looking to put Fortunato on his back foot right away, taking away the momentum. He's trying to show mentally and physically that he wants to control the ring, and it's something that's probably easier for him at this weight class.
The weakness to Fortunato's style is he does get physically pushed back.
And Erdenebat, tremendous body puncher. We've seen that in his last couple appearances on here. You see him going hard to the body early.
I mean, he's the one that supposedly hurt Ryan Garcia's rib in the training camp. When there was that rumor when Ryan was training for Gervonta Davis, and there was that rumor that Garcia had been hurt to the body in camp. Supposedly it was Erdenebat. That was the rumor.
Look at Erdenebat, you can believe it. He's already at your ribs.
Yeah. What I like about Erdenebat, though, is style. He's so calm. He's just so relaxed. He's in and out. His head movement is so subtle, just like that. He slips and slides inside. It's very difficult to keep him at range because he wants to be close. Like you said, Jimmy, he's a short guy. He's a fire hydrant. Comes forward. But, man, when he lets those hands go, it's a thing of beauty.
We talked about probably the physical pressure he is bringing right now.
Yeah, and that's when you can see he's starting to try to put that also into Fortunato's head that, you're going to have to earn the real estate here in this fight.
Psychological pressure, too. Like, he's just in your face. And he countered well. Good shot over the top. Fortunato, good left hook over the right hand of Erdenebat.
Fortunato right now pawing a little bit with that lead jab, not really sticking it out there.
And you can hear the pop in the shots of Fortunato. He's got 11 KOs in his 15 wins. You can see he's sharp, he's got pop.
Can't exactly get in the shootout.
Fortunato is being put on that back foot consistently. You can see Erdenebat is punching right back even when Fortunato lets go of his power. And part of taking away some of the sting on a puncher is keeping him on the back foot. And that's what Erdenebat's been trying to do this whole round. Also punching right back when Fortunato lets go. The swelling on the right side of the face of Fortunato.
Fortunato, a talented amateur in his own right. National team in the Dominican Republic, traveled with them, has fought all over the world. Taking on an experienced fighter, nothing new for him.
A lot of pressure here in round 1.
So far, Fortunato handled it pretty well.
Yeah, but you see he looks stressed. He's very stressed.
Tranquilo, simplemente te estoy dando las instrucciones correctas. Lo que quiero es que no te le quede mucho en la cuerda, ¿ok? Tócalo primero, no le tires a la cara, tírale un poquito más bajito, ¿ok? Lo toca y que le mueve. Y trabaja mucho el contragolpeo te va a entrar, ¿ok?
Corner right now, Frenzy Fortunato. Fighter out of the Dominican Republic. Tsendbaatar, Erdenebat.
So we got to
Fighting
keep
out
this
of
one
Los
up,
Angeles,
or you gotta start
originally
feigning so we don't find the hook.
part of the Mongolian Olympic team.
Keep this hand up. Keep this hand up. But I like it. I like it. Okay.
Talk about that calm, Paulie. It's in the ring and in the corner. He's in the corner just as in.
He does this in his sleep. Two-time Olympian, long amateur career.
Round number 2. Erdenebat once again pressing forward. Good uppercut.
Well balanced, and he can punch from any position because he's so adept at keeping his balance all the time.
This is where he's dangerous. When he sets down, you mentioned that balance shift. When he sets down with his feet, he uses his hands for combination. He varies up where they go, the speed, the height. He's trying to be right-handed.
You see, he doesn't give up position. It's that stress kind of pressure. You know?
Another right-hand.
Again, Fortunato will land here and there, but look, it's that stress kind of pressure. Erdenebat doesn't lose position. He's got to be careful, being a little bit reckless, but again, the positioning is right there, so it keeps that mental stress as well as the physical stress. He translates it into physical stress. A little bit like your Mykell Cottos, your Gennady Golovkin, your Artur Beterbiev. It's that kind of pressure. He's always positioning the punch as he's cutting off the ring, even if you are throwing some good shots at him.
One thing is lacking when you look at his fights, Fortunato doesn't have the best feet in the world. I mean, he's kind of been planting his feet a lot in this fight. Can he win without moving?
He's a puncher. You know, that's what he does. He sets those feet so he has power. You know, he's got his balance, but he's not a mover. He's going to stand his ground. And you can see by his build, he's got that long, wiry whip strength, and he needs those feet to be set to do it.
Again, guys, I mean, when you put a puncher on his back foot, he typically stops being a puncher. And that's what Erdenebat's done from the beginning moments of this fight. He's put Fortunato on the back foot.
But he had to walk through a little bit of fire.
Yeah.
Erdenebat has been hit with some big punches, especially in this round.
Yeah, but again, if he's on the back foot, it's not the same sting. And you can see it's not having an effect on Erdenebat. He's coming forward with almost little to no respect for Fortunato. Granted, it's dangerous. You never want to get hit clean.
Erdenebat, Asian Games champion as an amateur. Watching Chris Stevenson in the amateurs. Clash of heads. Whoa!
I mean, for Erdenebat would have been right. I mean, Christopher Young didn't break them until just then.
Good catch there by
that was right in front of us.
It was a headbutt. I don't know if
I think it was a low and a headbutt.
I don't know if Chris Young caught that, but it was hard to see it. I didn't see it exactly either, obviously.
I thought he was complaining about it.
Watch the replay.
Seemed like it was both at the same time. Yes. But that was a legal shot.
That was a liver shot.
They did clash heads, however.
That was a liver shot.
Yeah, that was a good body shot, too.
Okay, is it headbutt?
That was a double.
Okay, all right.
I think Erdenebat thought he landed a good body shot, too. He's like, yo, let me keep hitting him. It was a clash of heads. He does get the breakthrough. That body shot, I'm sure, didn't take him.
If you're Fortunato, you take all the time you need for this clash of heads.
That was a fortunate situation for Fortunato. See what I did there?
This will happen at some point in this fight. Paulie was very fortunate.
Yeah, he was Fortunato.
Okay. Accidental. Fight clean.
We are back at it in round number 2.
Regardless, that was not enough time. Those liver shots, they stick with you, man.
That was a nice one.
Yeah, it was a very nice count. If Erdenebat believes that he hurt him, he should really push it right now.
He's been pushing it from the opening bell. And Fortunato, the fighter from the Dominican Republic, very little space to work with. Making that height advantage.
That's another thing, like Champ, to your point, like punchers, when they fire their back foot, generally aren't the same kind of punchers. Tall guys, also, when they're not landing on the end of the punch, don't have as much power.
He's taking away the space. Erdenebat is taking away all the space of Fortunato. He's also taking away the confidence.
He made the height disparity a disadvantage. Oh my God, what a right hand.
Big right hook.
Good chin from Fortunato.
Right back.
Negative.
Hey, listen. Now listen. Hey, this is perfect. This is going perfect. Tell him. I want you to tell him this too. He got hurt with something.
Y subir las manos cuando está saliendo porque él ya te está empezando con el gancho y ya no cogió una vez, ¿ok?
Headbutt last round. Liver shot to go with it, gentlemen.
Yeah, liver, really nice liver counter shot there. There's that big overhand right hook that spun the head of Fortunato.
Big shot.
He responded with big shots, though. Fortunato's tough.
Yeah, that break helped him.
Yeah, for sure.
Tough, but he can only take so much. Third round of this 10-round fight. Fortunato has been able to land a few counter punches. They have not been able to take the real estate away from Erdenebat. Fighter from Mongolia in the black and white. Fortunato from the Dominican Republic in the white and gold.
Oh, there's that same shot again. He slips to the outside, breaks that left-handed shuttle punch to the liver. That's probably the most dangerous. That and a right hook, a check hook with a southpaw. And shuttle punch to the liver with the left hand. And the way that he just makes you miss with that head.
He's right, keep that stressed position in front of you. Getting balanced enough to keep punching.
Battle of punchers has been Erdenebat, who has been the superior puncher so far.
And I wouldn't classify Erdenebat as a counterpuncher, but he's an excellent counterpuncher because his defense is so solid.
He's positioned very well all the time. He's balanced. No matter what move he's making, he's balanced enough to throw a punch. So he can always shoot a shot from any position he's up in.
Big left hand there from Erdenebat as Fortunato tried to escape to the weak side.
And he looks very comfortable. Never changes his facial expression. Even when he gets hit, he never changes facial expression.
No, no, not at all.
You can never really get a big read on him. A good body shot and then start that combination.
That hurt. That hurt. You see Fortunato bending at the waist there.
Making the taller fighter give away his height.
And again, with the pressure, that emotionless approach of Erdenebat. He knows he's got his man hurt. He's building round after round.
Like the Terminator coming at you, Fortunato in the corner.
But also, when you got defense the way he does, you're really taking the soul of your opponent because he can't hit you anything. Can't get any respect from you.
Hasn't really given Fortunato much of a target so far. Short stature, only 5'4".
Fortunato also just has his momentum, his psychology is also just to go backwards. He's not really having the same confidence anymore in anything he's throwing.
Looks to me like Erdenebat setting up the right hook. He's allowing an escape to the weak side. I think he might be seeing something, setting something up.
Not taking that escape. Let's see if he winds up going that way.
And because if Erdenebat wanted to, he could just pin it down at least with both hands. But he's setting something up. He keeps allowing Fortunato to get out.
The counter. Why is he able to do that? Because he remains in position. Feet position well, hands position well.
10 seconds, gentlemen. It's for the belt.
10 seconds left in round number 3.
It's for the belt.
ProBox ring girls letting us know it is round number 4. At the end of round number 3, Fortunato showing a little bit of slickness, a little bit of head movement, a little bit of angling there, but it was another Erdenebat round for sure.
Jimmy, they say we have the best ring card girls in the business. That's the word on the street.
It's true. From what I'm seeing, I completely agree.
That's the word on the street.
Maybe a little bit biased. Beginning round number 4, Tsendbaatar, Erdenebat, Mongolia fighting out of Los Angeles. 10-0, and so far looking absolutely fantastic. Frency Fortunato, 15-1, 11 knockouts. Does have power, and he's going to need it to get back in this fight. As you pointed out, Chris, not a lot of targets. This guy's 5'4", guard up, hands up, chin down. Yeah.
And he's a slick southpaw who has very good defense. You know, very slippery, subtle head movement, good footwork, good positioning. He's a tough guy to be in the ring with.
Respect from a 2-time Olympian, has those fundamentals.
I'm curious to see how Erdenebat is conditioning as the rounds wear on in this new weight. A lot of times you don't know how much guys struggle to make the weight, how much they take out of themselves to get here. You can see how he handles it down the stretch.
And he has fought all over the map when it comes to weight classes. And it's like, Chris, you have experience in weight cutting, and we all do. It's the idea that your body gets used to being at a certain weight.
Your body gets used to a certain weight. And that was my question. This is the first time we've seen him down this low.
You're also noticing Fortunato complaining more and more to the referee, trying to referee his own fight. He's getting frustrated at the fact he cannot get this guy off him. But again, even when it lands, it does nothing. It doesn't get him any breaks. His legs look more and more unsteady.
And Paul, you talk about the physical fatigue that comes with the mental pressure of having a guy in your face. Well, Erdenebat's been in Fortunato's face the entire fight.
Yeah, and also the physical pressure at this weight does more damage. You know, Erdenebat finally, you're talking about his finally at his weight, and you can see the physical prowess that he's shown in this fight. It's the technique, it's the punch selection, it's the boxing that he's always had, but he's also physically strong too. He's been pushing Fortunato back at will.
He's always looked strong. He's always fought from a strong position. Here you can see him being able to actually physically bully Fortunato because he is the same size. It's not like he's fighting a bigger man as usual, like usual.
Pull those knees straight low. And that straight left hand right down the pipe.
It seems the more that Fortunato actually punches, the more he gets hit. Oh, good right hook.
Sometimes it's like Erdenebat wants Fortunato to open up a little bit to create more openings, and sometimes, good shots there.
That was low. Don't do it again. You okay? You all right? All right.
And smile for Erdenebat.
Erdenebat doesn't want any breaks.
Went right back to that body though. And Fortunato was smart.
Time.
Is coming to Prime Video. Don't miss this championship showdown. Zoo takes on undefeated Murtaza for the Super Welterweight World Title. Saturday, October 19th. Streaming live exclusively on Prime Video for all Prime members.
ABC on Prime. Tim Tszyu versus Murtaza, world title on the line. Referee said it was low. What do we think?
It was, I mean, you know, it's tough with the skirt trunks because you see it flutter up. It looked like it was on the belt line. That's really at the discretion of the ref.
Yeah, it depends. Sometimes if your belt is on your belly button, then the belt line is legal. If your belt line is below your belly button, then your belt line tends to be low. It also depends. It's discretion of the ref, and depends where the fighter's trunks are.
Go ahead.
We are underway in a fight that has been really belonged to Erdenebat. Round number 5 of 10. Erdenebat in the black and white. Fortunato, Dominican Republic, in the white and gold.
Yeah, I don't know how else you can see this fight. Erdenebat's been in control.
Fortunato has had his moments, but to your point, Paulie, he hasn't been able to get Erdenebat to respect. That has not been, landed some good shots, but not enough to back off the Mongolian.
This is when he's actually set the line in the sand there and keep Erdenebat on the end of the punches.
And that's the thing, a lot of times when he opens up, he gets hit more because it wakes up the devil inside Erdenebat too.
It's also tough because Erdenebat, he's got that slick head movement. He's able to slide inside those jams. You gotta get back to home quick.
Yeah, that's the offense is slick, and it's off the head movement.
Beautiful work there.
Good rhythm here by Erdenebat. Good shots here. Flows right into a combination. Very, very smooth.
As soon as Fortunato tried to relax, boom, in comes Erdenebat with a shot.
It was a brilliant transition. You know, Fortunato thought he had a chance to actually take a breath, and Erdenebat came right back.
And also, that's one thing about 10 wins, 5 knockouts. He hurts guys with punches a lot, but Paulie, he's used to going the distance. You know, we know about Erdenebat's gas.
Yeah, it's almost like you wish he'd put you out of your misery. He'd stop you. He'd stop you, right? It's misery the way he beats guys up like this. Another good combination we've seen him beat some guys down, you know?
Oh, good uppercut there from Fortunato.
But again, the frustrating thing is it does nothing to give him a break.
Yeah, it didn't even break position for everybody. He's still right in front of you.
Always keeping that head bobbing and moving. So many things Erdenebat does, Chris, is like, that's what they teach you in the gym. Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it. Slips very well, very contained.
Yeah, but also,
guard never goes anywhere.
But also, he does it so intuitively. You can't teach that. That just comes from
very natural.
Doing it. It's very, very natural.
And it looks effortless. And you can see Fortunato is struggling to get through this fight. You know what? Everything Erdenebat does, it looks effortless. Even when he gets hit, he kind of brushes right off him, and he's back in position to punish you.
And also, I get the feeling that Erdenebat even has more in him. It doesn't show it. Like, he looks like he can get out there and box and move when he wants to. Like, we're seeing that a little bit here.
10 seconds, Jimmy. Put a bell. 10 seconds.
So far, he has been the ring general. Genghis Khan, his nickname. He is showing that tonight. Great strategy.
Frency, ya no es el mismo. No es el mismo, ¿ok? Hay que dar los dos, pero tienes que tirar más. No me está tirando suficiente, ¿ok? Y no me lo está haciendo fallar. Haciendo fallar y tirando. Hay que tirar más golpes, ¿ok? Estamos perdiendo la pelea. Sí. No. What round it is, though?
Just told in his corner, Fortunato is losing the fight.
I don't think Fortunato needed his coach to tell him that.
He did not. October 23rd, Yoshida versus Metcalf IBF Bantamweight World Championship coming from Madison Square Garden, New York. We call it here on ProBox TV. Download the ProBox TV app now. Never miss out on great fights. We're having another one tonight.
There was that lead uppercut from Fortunato, one of the few and far between shots that he landed. That was a nice one.
And we're at the halfway point of this, scheduled for 10 rounds. Erdenebat in the black and white, fighter from Mongolia, undefeated 10-0, 5 knockouts. Frency Fortunato, from the Dominican Republic, 15-1, 11 knockouts. Known for his punching power, but so far that has not been a factor in this fight.
No, not at all. Legs.
Fortunato lands, man. You see Erdenebat shoots right back. Sometimes, at least when Fortunato misses, Erdenebat sometimes takes his time to land. A little short button here. Yeah, Erdenebat's feeling confident. He's going to go back on his jab and show us something different.
Little slip. It's perfect movement. So subtle. Nothing extra on it.
Jabbing on the outside now.
And this is what I was talking about, champ. I had a feeling that he had another layer in there. Another layer to the onion that is Erdenebat.
Loosening up just a bit.
Again, creative in the way he sets up his attack.
First time you can judge a fighter by how little people miss by. They just barely miss. That means you have good defense. He's always in play.
Because you can make guys pay the best when they just barely miss it.
But Paul, you talk about Erdenebat's position. His feet are never out of position. His hands, he's never out of position to return fire.
Yeah, and that's why. I mean, when you make guys just miss, that's the best position to be in, because you don't lose your attacking position. That's what really keeping your position means. It means that, even when you're on defense, you remain positioned to attack at any moment if you want to, because you're not overcommitting to any defensive moves.
Well, that's what it is. It's a commitment to the offense, but not overcommitting on defense. That allows him to stay in the pocket the way he does and still have shots.
Yeah, anybody can make you miss by 3 feet. That doesn't accomplish anything, because you can't make a guy pay. But you make a guy gun shy by making him pay for missing.
Fortunato still, we can see the mental pressure, we can see the physical pressure, but this is a guy who has not given up. He's still throwing power punches, trying to stay in this fight.
Give Fortunato credit, he's been durable, I tell you. He lasted longer than he looked like he was going to last a few rounds ago, I'll tell you that.
And that pressure that was poured on him, even in the opening rounds, you would be surprised that we're this far in, but Fortunato's super tough, he's in great shape.
Great salvo again, a big punch salvo body, around the side. Fortunato shakes his head no. He's in shape.
Condition, he'd already be out of there, but round number 6 comes to a close. He's still in it.
This fight is going very good, okay? The fight is going very good, but body work, okay? Because every time you hit him, he's so worried about his head now, his elbows are way up here. Start blasting him.
Go main event. Start of round number 7. Tsendbaatar Erdenebat undefeated so far, having his way with Fortunato, who is still in this fight, trying to get back in it with power shots.
Yeah, I mean, it's been those salvos like that. It's hard to not give him every single round. But it's also impressive for Fortunato that he's able to get through it this far. And he's staying in there. He's still trying to win.
Can't question his conditioning, can't question his chin, but he has to change something. Get back in it as we begin round number 7. Erdenebat in the black and white, Fortunato in the white and gold. Mongolia versus Dominican Republic. Both guys decorated amateurs. Fortunato fought for the national team in the Dominican Republic. Mongolia, Erdenebat, 2-time Olympian.
Oh, counter uppercut. You know, again, Jim, you mentioned last round. It's almost like you can tell Erdenebat has another gear that he's just not going to, you know? A little clash of feet there on the entrance. Erdenebat, well, he's playing around too much when he can take it to another gear.
You know, it's so funny, he's so stoic. That's why it's so interesting when he gets in this kind of mode. Making a few faces. Want some entertainment in there.
And you know, a few rounds ago, I mean, I thought maybe it was a little too early, but I feel like there's something missing.
He's over marinating him, right?
Yeah, like he's got to put it together a little differently. It's not, I don't know, he hasn't figured out the formula yet. Because a guy who hits as hard as it looks like he hits, and he hurts guys, but not finishing them. I don't know, something's missing.
Well, he doesn't go into that other gear to put the finish on, because, you know, you say sometimes you don't put the finishing stuff on when the guy's still very live. Like, they're not always sort of live, but when you put the numbers on him, he's already started to, you know, sort of fold and give a little bit. But then he hangs tough, and Erdenebat doesn't go to that next gear that you can almost sense that he should have, and probably does have, but he'd rather stay comfortable.
Referee once again a warning. You know, I wouldn't say either guy's fighting dirty. I think with the height disparity here, we're just seeing a lot of head clashes. No shots.
Lefty, righty, lefty versus righty as well.
I think the referee so wisely has not taken a point from anyone. He's pretty much led a fight.
And I think it's the competitiveness of Fortunato too. Like he's still trying to win this fight. I mentioned that last round. Yes, he's outclassed. Yes, he's losing every round. But he's trying to win.
Well, Lamont Roach Jr. said it on our air, Chris. He said, "I don't have a lot of knockouts, but I hurt guys. I hurt them when I punch them." Erdenebat is that same kind of guy, yeah?
Absolutely. And you know, the style's so different though. Lamont Roach is a boxer, you know, but the way that Erdenebat fights, where he gets in your grill and he stays on you and bangs you with shots like this, he should be getting stopped. Lamont, I understand he's much more boxing from counterpunch fights from the outside. This guy doesn't. I feel like there's been moments where Erdenebat, if he had stepped on the gas a little more, could have put more hurt and been able to break Fortunato down.
Yeah, it's almost like a sparring session at some point, right? Where he can turn it on, but instead he's going to work on some other punches and show us more wrinkles. And it's cool, show us more wrinkles, but you don't want to play with your food too much, because at the higher levels, sometimes it can cost you.
Ends with a combination at round number 7, scheduled for 10.
And it's funny, at the beginning of the fight, I said, you know what I really like about this guy? He's so calm. Now we're in round 8. I'm like, you know what I don't like about this guy? He's too calm.
So true. Paul, you talk a lot about the Soviet style. Now, I know Mongolia not a part of the old Soviet Union, but this idea that similar kind of demeanor, Paulie, where you can't tell that you've hurt him at all.
Yeah, no,
expression never changes.
That Eastern mindset, man.
Yeah,
they have the best poker faces.
he has opened up a bit. To your point, Chris, has thrown some good combinations in this fight.
Yeah, he's been opening up and throwing salvos of shots these last few rounds, and this is what I think it's going to take. I think you just need to do more of it in closer succession. Really compound the pressure and build off of it, because he's just allowing Fortunato to live when he doesn't need to.
Start off round number 8. Once again, scheduled for 10. Tsendbaatar Erdenebat has controlled this fight from the outset. I said there a few times when he has hurt Frency Fortunato, a fighter from the Dominican Republic, but no knockdowns yet. Hasn't had him severely hurt. No moments where I thought he could really get him out of there yet. He's clearly been the superior boxer, the superior puncher.
That's a body shot there.
Fortunato's tough, man.
And that's the thing. That's why you can almost see that Erdenebat has the other gear he could go to. Because when he goes to that other gear, just shows it to you just subtly, Fortunato stops punching back.
Yeah.
It's almost like you can take it there and test out the waters.
And that's what I was saying, Tim. I feel like there's opportunities for him to step right.
Blowing kisses now, playing with his food.
But Paul, you know, boxing only takes one.
Yeah, and that's the thing. At a higher level, as you go up the ladder, it's a pretty high level he's at already as he's moving up the ladder, right? But at a higher level, you know, these things could cost him.
Big left hook upstairs from Fortunato. Big swing and misses.
Giving up mentally.
Again, made him just miss. Close and then back in position. Oh. Again, Erdenebat, sometimes you wish he'd just put you out of your misery.
Yeah.
He beats you up so much.
You know, listen, a lot of guys in Fortunato's position right now
would have folded.
Would have folded. They would look for a way out already. He's not.
Or they'd be in it to just survive, right?
Yeah.
And just be hanging on.
He's not doing that.
Still trying to get back in it.
Absolutely.
And he's shown good chin. He's shown good heart. Which is the tactical way to get in this fight. He's had his hot shot power shots. Not able to back off Erdenebat yet. Unlikely fatigue will do it, as the weight cut was really bad for him.
Nah, I mean, he's in control of the pace. I don't see him being overly fatigued.
Fortunato's in shape because he's taking some good body shots as well.
Yes, very good shape.
And not taking the fight out of him. Fortunato beat up, he's slowed down for sure, but he's not stopped trying to win.
He's still throwing hard shots too, though. So when they're few and far between at this point, but they still have power on them.
Also, complaining about shots to the back of the head, referee good non-calls. The rule is you can't target the back of the head. If you bring your head down while I'm throwing hooks, that's your problem. Referee doing a good job of seeing that.
Also, I like when refs don't allow fighters to tell them how to do their job.
Yeah. Another, as you said, blistering salvo. We'll see another one before the bell.
See, that's the willingness of Fortunato.
Still trying to come back. Still trying to fight. Fortunato has not given up. McCrory versus Carrillo. That will be in Belfast, Ireland. We will be there. ProBox TV. Got our passports ready. 18-1 versus 17-5. That's right, 17 wins, 16 knockouts. The Irishman McCrory, a fight in front of him. We'll be there November 1st. Join us on ProBox TV. Download the app now. But here tonight, Tsendbaatar Erdenebat is doing great work in the ring.
Yeah, there you see him. Yeah, as you said, Paulie, playing with his food, blowing kisses at Fortunato. I'd rather him step on the gas than playing cutesy.
2 rounds left, scheduled for 10. To your point, Chris, will Erdenebat search for the knockout here? He's got to be well ahead on the scorecards. You can easily give him every single round. I know I have.
Yeah, he's probably well ahead in the scorecard, and Fortunato needs a knockout, but that's the thing. I mean, the more rounds you're in there with Erdenebat, the more he beats you up and just takes it out of you, you know?
let's break it down just a little bit, Paulie, but also for your career, you don't want to go 10 rounds every single time, right? Every round takes them out of you, right?
Yeah, it does. But, you know, he's also not taking a lot of damage. You know, he's keeping sharp. Again, I mean, I don't believe you got to treat every fight like a sparring session. There were moments where he could have probably stepped more on the gas and got this guy out of there. But I think at a higher level, you know, maybe getting these rounds will benefit him because he's going to have durable, more dangerous guys at this point. I don't know. We'll see. You know, it's always nicer to get the knocks. Yeah, I'll say that.
Or maybe Fortunato is just a dog. He's got a good chin. You know, he hasn't been that visibly hurt to the head or to the body. You know, he's still trying to win.
A good short left hand. Maybe a little bit of a push there. Fortunato complaining about it, but looked clean from here.
Erdenebat has found a home for that left hand, that looping shot.
Sharp jab. That's been consistent all night as well. See, he doubles up, left crosses, takes some of the sting off them. They looks to set a position by breaking the position of Fortunato as he lands those small shots for the big one. Setting up the big one.
Just the relentlessness of Erdenebat's ability to get inside and make it a phone booth fight. That's what he has been so great at.
Good body shot there from Fortunato and a left hand upstairs.
That made Erdenebat take a step back.
First time he's really stepped back as a result of those two punches.
Yeah, usually it's him stepping back on his own, or to create some space at times. Maybe that time the body shot made him step back. That's what I mean. You let a guy hang around, give him a chance to land the shot here or there. And Fortunato still believes in his power. When he does throw, he's still trying to stick some hurtful shots in there. Just they don't land very cleanly.
15 wins, 11 knockouts.
Some of the better minutes that Fortunato's had all night tonight has been in this round.
This is one round you could give to him. Well, now
I wouldn't go that far, Jimmy.
I'm trying to be generous here. In round number 9. Manuel Stewart called it comparison round. That does better. He ended up giving him the round when he didn't win it.
Emotion.
Thank you for checking me, gentlemen. I appreciate that. Manuel Stewart,
gotta keep you on your toes, baby.
Rest in peace to Manuel Stewart. We appreciate you, buddy. Get ready for the 10th and final round. Fortunato, the question here, he hasn't broken. He's been mentally in this fight, but Paulie, he's got one round to get tactically back in and basically get a stoppage. That's his only hope here.
He's treating him like he's playing in a video game, though. You know, like he's little tapping shots, scoring points, getting creative. You know, different angles, different shots. It's like he's testing out the joystick and seeing which buttons get which punch. You know.
Doesn't look like he's on the hardest setting tonight either.
Yeah, no, he's in cruise control.
He's making everything work, though. We've seen such a variety of punches and attributes tonight. Again, I want to see him put it all together so he could, you know, reach his highest level or his highest form. Ooh, nice uppercut.
Chris, it's like you see the potential and you're frustrated. It's not all the way there yet.
Right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'm saying. Oh, man. That looked like hurt, but Fortunato comes right back. Comes right back with a big right hand.
Yeah, he's stubborn.
What do we say all the time? Like, see this guy again, right? Even if Fortunato's really been tough. It's a very dangerous and undefeated opponent.
Oh, good left hook upstairs from Fortunato. And that's another thing about Fortunato. He's got experience in these later rounds. Yeah, I would like to see Fortunato get back on our air. Maybe with someone a little less talented, so we can see what he can do in there. Because really tonight, all he's been able to show is his toughness, and then he's got some power.
First time we've really seen Erdenebat up against the ropes. Seems comfortable there, however. Erdenebat right now fighting like he's got it in the bag.
Well, that most certainly does. But you don't want to be standing in the pocket, getting hit with shots like that from a guy who's got some heavy hands, who's still in there trying to win. Ooh. Big right hook over the top of Erdenebat.
Under his punches around the guard. Tsendbaatar Erdenebat. wondering about this weight class maybe draining him. He's looked very good in these final rounds.
Oh yeah, no, the explosion is still there. The strength, the power is still there. He's slowing down here, but I think it's more of a decision that he feels that he has to.
Yeah, is he almost trying to draw Fortunato in to open up so he can open back up on him? Fortunato's showing a lot of heart, though. He's still trying to walk down Erdenebat more and more this round. Trying to put that mental pressure on him now. First time we've seen that in the fight where it's been consistent.
First time we've seen him actually push Erdenebat back.
Erdenebat willingly going back to the corner. Good angle there.
I like that, actually push off and step around. That's a great tactic to get back to the center of the ring from Erdenebat.
40 seconds left in the final round. Erdenebat has controlled this from round number 1. We'll see a final salvo by either man. That is the question. He's shown heart, he's shown toughness, but Fortunato tonight, know he's been in a fight.
It's over a moral victory for Fortunato to go to distance in a fight where he was able to show toughness.
And fighting in round 10.
I don't Fortunato doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who's going to take a moral victory. He wants the victory.
Of course, but it may get him back on ProBox TV by going distance in a tough fight.
So absolutely should.
Erdenebat, another fantastic performance here at ProBox TV. Wouldn't surprise me if he swept the scorecards. Don't take anything away from the heart of Frency Fortunato from the Dominican Republic. We've said it all night. A lot of lesser fighters would have given up physically or mentally. That didn't happen. Neither one of those happened tonight. He's trying in round 10 to win this, but it was all Erdenebat.
Yeah, I mean, he started the pressure early on. Not only was the physical pressure with punches, but the way that he approaches you, his defense, the way he slips and slides and gets on the inside. There we saw that beautiful uppercut to the liver, actually, but it was followed by a headbutt that Fortunato fortunately was able to use to get some time. But then it was all Erdenebat, man. He's just showing a variety of skills all night tonight.
Yeah, probably a clean sweep on the scorecards, I'd say, you know. Maybe round 10 for
Yeah, I was going to say,
pushing.
the last round probably was the only round that you could argue that Fortunato could have taken just because he was coming forward. Apparently the judges like that tonight from what we saw in the first fight.
Easiest thing to see is who is walking forward. Most of this fight, it was Tsendbaatar Erdenebat. There are levels to this man's skill set. Every time we come out on ProBox TV and he fights, we see another level reveal itself. That is a man I'd like to see back on our air. Frency Fortunato.
He earned his check tonight.
He did. He did for sure. Jim Sorensen has the scorecards. Let's make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Tito Wilgo scores this bout 98-92. Judge Bretton Jackson also scores this bout 98-92. And Judge Joanne Richard scores this bout 100-90 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision and a new Continental North America Gold Super Featherweight Champion, still undefeated, Tsendbaatar Erdenebat.
He's smiling, he's happy in the fight. He was blowing kisses, a wipeout on one scorecard. Two judges gave Fortunato a couple of rounds. I think find them maybe in there if you were looking for them, especially round number 10. But Tsendbaatar Erdenebat looking great once again on our air here in ProBox TV, a co-main event. He was fantastic from start to finish. Great stuff for the fighter from Mongolia. But now it is time for our main event. Chris Colbert, Omar Salcido will get it on when we come back.
November 1st, ProBox TV makes its European debut in collaboration with Conlan Boxing. This stacked card starts with hometown fighter Padraig the Hammer McCrory returning to the ring to take on the hard-hitting Colombian Leonard Carrillo. And in the co-main, the UK's Robbie Davies Jr. clashes with former two-weight world champ Javier Fortuna of the Dominican Republic. Live from the SSE Arena in Belfast, Northern Ireland.
Get your passport ready. ProBox TV going overseas. And it's going to be absolutely fantastic. November 1st from Ireland. Tsendbaatar Erdenebat celebrating. Welcome back ringside here at ProBox TV. It has been a great night of fights, evenly matched, no other way to say it, as we get ready for the main event of the evening. It has been action-packed so far. We expect the same thing in our 10-round lightweight fight. Chris Primetime Colbert versus Omar Salcido. Salcido 19-1, that one loss here at ProBox TV. He wants redemption tonight at the expense of Chris Primetime Colbert. Those two losses in his career have been to world champions. What that tells you is I'm right there, a couple adjustments, and I'm right there with the best. Do you think that's motivating him tonight, Chris?
Absolutely, and you know, the fighters they lost to, they weren't world champions at the time, but they both went on to win world titles in their very next fights. So it shows you that Chris Colbert has been right there.
When we take a look at the odds, sports betting Chris Colbert minus 240. 2.5 to 1 favorite-ish over Omar Salcido plus 190.
Again, very tricky odds.
Tricky odds, and don't quite know how to make the odds for ProBox TV. Evenly matched fights. You look at the tail of the tape. Chris Colbert, 4 years older than his opponent. Only an inch difference in height. Reach, once again, just 1 inch for Chris Colbert. Will he be able to use it? He is a slick counter puncher. Omar Salcido brings physical pressure at all times. Gonna be a great fight here in our main event at ProBox TV. This one about a contrast in styles. Not a lot when it comes to the physical differences. They should not be the tail of the fight. It should be about the style differences in this fight. Ready for our main event. It's been a great evening. Jim Sorensen, get our main event started.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, time for your main event of the evening. This fight is scheduled for 10 rounds in the lightweight division. Your judges for this fight, Alvaro Rodriguez, Joanne Richard, and Tito Wilgo, and the referee, the third man in the ring, Mykell De Jesus. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black and red trunks, weighing in at 136 pounds even, his record 19 wins, just one loss, with 13 wins by knockout. De Hermosillo, Sonora, México, demos la bienvenida a Omar Super Salcido. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 136.8 pounds. He wears the silver and black trunks in support of brain cancer research. His record, 17 wins, 2 losses, with 6 wins by knockout. Hailing from Brooklyn, New York, let's hear it for Chris Primetime Colbert.
By medio. Red, come to the middle. Real quick. Ya le dije todo en el locker room y en el rincón. I already told you everything in the locker room and in the corner, right? Todo aquí está bien. Everything is here good. Touch gloves if you want to. Toca cuando se quiere para tapar el...
Ready to begin our main event. And joining us at the desk, if you hear any crying right now, he's got a big baby right here at the desk with us, Terrell Miller. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. No crying over here. You know.
No crying at all. There's no crying in boxing.
There's no crying in Brooklyn either. We got Brooklyn in the building.
Oh, you know me.
Brooklyn in the house, not just here, but in the ring right now in our main event. Chris Primetime Colbert. You see him in the silver and black. Omar Salcido in the red and black. Nice left hook right off the top from Salcido. This is pretty classic. You know, the contrast is what makes the fight, Chris. This is the guy who walks forward versus the counter puncher, but Colbert right now starting out aggressively.
Yeah, I mean, Colbert's got a lot more experience. You look at the records are very deceiving. You know, you look at a guy like Salcido. He's got this sterling record, but has been in with limited opposition. Caught his first loss on our air last 2 fights ago, excuse me. And Colbert, who's, you know, only, you know, has less than 20 fights, has been in with 2 guys who've gone on to win world titles. Has a win over one of them, and that's Rayo Valenzuela.
Now he's 1-1 against Rayo Valenzuela. Won their last fight, which was the rematch. Knocked out in that one. This is a guy who relies on his counter-punching ability, relies on his slickness. And Paulie's one thing about relying on that style. So it's not there, you're off by a little bit, everything falls apart. That's happened in his 2 losses.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he's a rhythm fighter. He's got to be, you know, he's got to be allowed to put himself into rhythm, and it's up to Salcido to really put that pressure. But he's been also a guy who's been susceptible to rhythm fighters and hasn't gotten punches off when there's been a guy with rhythm in front of him. So it's again, the kryptonite is in front of one another. The overall pressure at times has bothered Colbert, and the rhythm has bothered Salcido. Let's see who may have made the adjustments to what has typically troubled them, because they have that in front of them tonight.
At his best, Primetime is a really slick, beautiful counter puncher. Boxer puncher, not in terms of a knockout guy, but you can see in his stance even, the way he comes at you, he can be aggressive even though he's more of a counter puncher.
Salcido, last time we saw him, the difficulty was he brought a lot of physical pressure. The volume wasn't there. He was in front of his opponent, not throwing a lot of punches. Vulnerable to a lot of big counter shots. That was the issue.
Definitely want to see the jab from B-Hop, though. Yeah. Double the jab more, fake the jabs, bring his hand right back to his face.
And little B-Hop will be in the nickname of Colbert back in Brooklyn. You're on Southport now.
In the gyms.
That's a big nickname to live up to, little B-Hop.
Well, he was always very crafty, I tell you.
Yeah, definitely.
Colbert coming up in the gym had a very crafty reputation.
He's been my stablemate for years now, so you know, me and him got the same head coach, so his body looking shape.
10 seconds, 10 segundos.
Trying to get their game going. Very active round number 1.
Nice size of styles.
Chin got to be a little lower. The speed got to pick up a little more. You already see he's leaning in. So when he's leaning in, just step.
Welcome back inside the ProBox TV Event Center. Jimmy Smith alongside the champs, Chris Algieri, Paulie Malignaggi, and Terrell Miller all the way at the end. Brooklyn in the house. What do you think of that first round? You know, your teammate, you know Colbert well. What are your thoughts of round number 1?
I definitely can see got a little bit of jitters in him still. You know, that first round, you know, bug. But he's using the jab. You know, I want him to feint the jab a little more, double the jab, bring the jab back to his face, though. Because his opponent definitely throwing the overhand right a little hard.
And Salcido trying to walk forward to see him in the red. Colbert in the silver trunks. Gotta give the stalker, the guy who takes space away from a reason to back up.
Let go, Red. Let go.
It's that lead jab.
I think it's pretty easy to see in that first round what each man wants to do. You got Chris Primetime who wants to circle and jab and use that boxing ability, and you got Salcido who wants to come forward and land big shots. Came out right away with a big left hook early in the round, looking to get that left hook to the liver. They were seeing him taking a swipe with the body, but then the slickness of Primetime got him out of the way.
Back it up.
Colbert so far was using the entire ring.
Now he's getting snappy with that jab. That's what you want to see, right, big baby?
Jab to the head, jab to the body.
They came out using it a little bit more effectively, but also it's also increased the pressure of Salcido. You can see probably the adjustment book as it wanted to make Salcido trying to increase the pressure, and Colbert trying to use that jab more.
Colbert, former WBA interim world champion, on defense of that title. He said Chris has taken on elite opposition against Rayo Valenzuela.
Lost a decision to Hector Luis Garcia before he won his title. Eventually went up and fought Tank Davis and was stopped. Colbert there.
Trade hooks there, but Colbert just a little shorter.
A lot of pressure here from Salcido, trying to cut off the ring, trying to make the space smaller and smaller in there.
Colbert trying to get different looks and different heights. That's a good one too there. And Colbert, again, at times Salcido's still stuck in the mud as Colbert shows some shiftiness. Touching the right hand on the end there.
Salcido reaching a bit with that right hand.
Jarrell, you said the first round you felt a little bit of jitters from Colbert. You know, it could just be rust too. He's looking a lot smoother here in round 2, finding his rhythm nicely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as the rounds go on, Colbert's going to set it to his pace. The one thing, if his opponent keeps putting pressure on his own, it's going to take a couple more rounds for Colbert to really, get his boxing ability going. But the minute he slows down and Colbert gets his pace going on, it's going to be a Colbert show. He just got to stay composed and don't walk out crazy and use his jab till he slows down.
We had the opportunity to interview Jose Benavidez Sr. yesterday, the coach of Salcido. He was telling me about how he's been looking in the gym. He's been beating guys up and he hit really hard. It's their first time working together. We'll see if he can make that happen tonight.
You have to hurt him, you got to find him. And right now, it's Colbert who's done a good job with his footwork.
You see Salcido there, when he is planted, he gets there, when he plants, he puts together some on those body shots you see him there. It's Colbert trying to smother him.
Fight is breaking out in round number 2.
Stop! Don't throw punches.
Erickson Lubin right there. See the White Sox hat on. Primetime, definitely supporting the main event. Colbert, gotta say as a Dodgers fan, I recognize other boxing hats, right? White Sox represent. Have a great year, but he's behind him. We won't be friends. That's cool. I'm all right with that. Start. We continue going. Round number 3. Our main event, Chris Primetime Colbert. Omar Salcido. Salcido in the red, Colbert in the silver and black.
Dodgers match was the first NLCS I remember watching, but it was in 1988.
This is where Colbert does not want to be. This is where he got in trouble with Valenzuela in the rematch, putting himself on the ropes. And you see Salcido, he's going heavy to the body, starting that last round.
That's where Salcido wants to be champion. That's where he's able to really not only hold his ground, but plant his feet. He doesn't do a good job when a guy is shifty in front of him.
So Colbert got his tie him up when his referee goes him up.
And he's got to get off the ropes after those tie-ups, right, Joe?
Yep. Grab him, spin him.
Spin him, right. He's got to step around, get back to the center of the ring. That's where he does his best work. When Colbert's on the outside, using that jab, being slick to me, when he uses that lateral movement, he's very difficult to deal with. But when he gets trapped along the ropes, it really hinders his defense.
And you are seeing the physical power of Salcido. When it doesn't land clean, it does do a good job of moving Colbert back.
He's got 13 KOs in his 19 wins. Again, I said that against limited opposition. But remember, the tail of the tape had Colbert taller. He does not look taller. He does not look like the bigger man by any means.
Oh, the combination with Colbert moving his hands.
quickness advantage of both.
1-2 there from Salcido to get the right hand in. Colbert's got to be careful being up high on the ropes. That's the cost him in the Valenzuela fight. He's got to stay low when he's on those ropes.
Salcido's got a really tricky lead uppercut, and he mixes in there around the looping shots.
As you said, Jarrell, as he warms up and gets more comfortable, that's when you see makes it the best come out of him. He's in a lot of shots right now.
Sneaky uppercut there by Salcido again.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to put the pressure on him, just trying to scare him. You know, listen, I'm not going nowhere. I'm right in front of your face as well, too. I can take some shots.
You see Colbert here standing his ground, trying to get some respect through a big right hand to Salcido a few moments ago. Let him know, listen, I can punch too.
Action's heating up, guys.
Yeah, Salcido, when he throws punches, there's just bad intentions behind everything he throws. Yeah. Trying to swing to the third row here. Nice tight combination by Colbert.
I don't want Colbert to get too happy either. 2-3 shots, move, pop shot, move. Somebody stay there, get greedy right now.
Yeah, that'll also allow Salcido to get his confidence back and be able to find something when he wants to return fire.
Well, that was what gave Salcido some trouble in his long loss when he caught on air. He could not find a home for the power shot. He's consistently chasing his opponent and walking into big shots himself.
Salcido again, and Salcido's able to see, oh, good body shot there by Salcido.
Let me get a little bend on the nose. And you're pulling and nothing's coming back. You're slipping and
We are back inside ProBox TV Event Center.
Andre Berto,
former world champion, outstanding fighter. Always exciting, man. One of those guys who always got your money out of an Andre Berto fight. Absolutely.
Star-studded tonight. People are coming out. Word on the street is ProBox TV puts on great fights. That's why we get people from all over.
I came for the cheeseburgers. I ain't gonna
They're fights too.
That's why he's big baby.
That's why he's big baby.
That's why he's big baby, not baby.
No, Jarrell, you gotta get a Cuban sandwich here.
Cuban sandwich?
Oh, yo, we get a Cuban sandwich spot?
You got pork on it?
Yeah.
We gotta make a beef one.
I love how he's making our audience hungry. Big baby Jarrell Miller with us ringside. Our main event, Chris Colbert versus Omar Salcido. Brooklyn versus Mexico.
There you go, see Colbert on his toes now, moving, staying off those ropes. We don't like seeing him on those ropes. That's where he gets in trouble.
Salcido has to close it. I mean, Salcido, you can jab with a jab. Salcido should also be trying to use his jab to close that gap. Body shot there by Salcido.
Is that the advice, Paul? Jab with a jabber, don't hook with a hooker?
Exactly.
That's the old saying.
I don't know about that. You see the AJ with the wall fight. Oh, jabbing with a jab, man. The wall jabbing the shit out of him.
Very powerful.
But then you don't hook with a hooker either.
Yeah.
Colbert now to the advice of his teammate Jarrell Miller, staying behind the jab.
He's got to bring the guard back. Bring the jab back to his face. Get out of position. Go back in position.
I like when he steps in with those 1-2s from the outside. He's had good success with that. You know, Salcido does not move his head much laterally.
And Colbert has different stances as well. One thing I like to see more of is some feints as well, because Salcido is so uptight and he needs so much to be planted that sometimes those little feints or stutter steps can freeze him up a little bit.
When you look at Salcido, he's so heavy-footed. He just quads.
The right hand of Salcido.
So you got to bring that jab hand back to the face.
Looks like he never got the memo. You know, they thought it was Mexico now, too. Real light on the feet. Had a good box again. He didn't get that memo. He's like, I plot forward, I throw big punches. Spanish side. Juan Marquez, one of the best boxer punches of all time. All the fights on the Spanish side with us.
I think one of the best counter punches of all time, Juan Marquez. I mean,
speaking of boxers in general,
right? Jeez, I mean, someone who could counter with combinations, not single shots. So impressive.
Salcido just marching forward. With
body shot there by Salcido. He sneaks them in there. Start to wonder if they'll pay off as the fights wear on.
He's got a tricky left hand. Whether it's the lead uppercut or the left hook to the body, he gets sneaky with that shot.
Sneaky body shot there by Colbert.
That's that tricky by Colbert as well.
Salcido trying to keep that mental and physical pressure on. He's not always able to get off.
Primetime to do much better this round, staying off the ropes. You see him use that lateral movement, steps around, gets back to the center, and then back on the jab. This is where I'd like to see feints. There you go, feint over. But Colbert came right back with a right hand as well. See some action from that last round. There's that right hand right across the top, punch right through the shoulders there.
Yeah,
this is where we're talking about being on the ropes. Colbert does a good job here, though. Ties up and spins.
Yeah, he rolls with that one, so they took some momentum off it. But you got to be careful standing up high against the ropes because there's not a lot of give there as you run out of room.
Pulling back with his left hand low. That's what I'm scared of.
Best ring card girls in the business. Terrell, no, I bet you didn't know that. The ProBox TV, not the best.
I like a little more meat on my bones, you know what I mean?
Always back to food with you. Always back to food with you. Absolutely love it.
Life is like a cheeseburger. You got lettuce, onions, pickles, and sesame bun. But if you don't cook the meat overcooked, you know what I mean? You have a good burger.
Overcooking is no good. That's what Jake
Life lessons from Big Babies. We begin round number 5. Defeats its own purpose.
Bring it over.
Salcido now walking forward, what we expect. It's the boxer, Chris Colbert.
Interesting clash of styles tonight. You got the boxer, the mover, the guy who wants to control the center of the ring, get around. And you got Salcido.
Salcido getting sneaky with the right hand. Guys, you know, he's been landing it a little more effectively and a little more cleanly, but Colbert's still rolling with it and riding with it, but he's got to be careful.
Too close to home.
And another thing we've seen in a lot of these fights, Terrell, is the guy moving forward, he wins rounds.
Yeah, 100%. Effective aggression, that's kind of my style. You gotta come forward, throw a bunch of punches. Might not be hard all the time, but his main thing is letting them hands go and come forward. Sooner or later, the guy's gonna slow down.
Mental and physical pressure, right?
100%.
Right hand, nice and long for Salcido. And he throws it, he's smart, like you were saying, Champ. Along the ropes, there's not as much room. Beautiful right hand, best shot he's done tonight.
Colbert needed to do that because he was sort of in flight in this round so far. He's still really good right hand. That's what you want to do now. You want to make that movement work for you and set up the shots. Because otherwise you wind up in flight. You start letting Salcido get that mental edge even if he's not landing because you got you on your bike. Now Colbert's starting to sit down a little bit and take some good shots. I mean, Colbert is the more accurate guy when he's able to fire shots off. Also he's a very pesky target to hit. He changes up the target a lot, changes the look, changes his height, changes his stance. I'd like to see a few more feints in there, but other than that, he's...
You know, also, I spoke about the experience at the top of the show. Colbert's a guy who's been 10, 12 rounds multiple times. Good body shot there. Salcido, double left hook.
To the body again with that left hand.
Focus. You gotta keep his focus in there.
With the body shot there, Salcido
keeps going back to it.
And Colbert, if he remains pesky and he remains shifty, just makes it difficult for Salcido to get off. But Salcido is the kind of guy who will not punch if you're shifty. He almost gets caught in getting in a hypnosis.
It's because of the footwork. His feet are slow. So if he can't find you, he's going to be looking for you all night. And you're going to have opportunities to land, which is what happened in his last fight. Good read there from Colbert. Made that punch just miss. That body shot again.
Salcido finally got a busy round he wants.
Colbert definitely came in shape tonight. He's been inactive, but he's put the work in the gym. Still moving on those toes after eating a bunch of body shots tonight.
Don't swing.
Yeah.
And come back in more ways than one. Jojo Diaz, Saturday, November 9th, Kissimmee, Florida, ProBox TV. Overcomes so much outside of the ring, but making his in-ring return. Get your tickets now. Download the ProBox TV app. Never fall behind in your boxing news or the great fights we put on here on ProBox TV. Not just a great fight with Jojo Diaz, great story.
And a guy who could have a lot left in the tank, you know, especially if he's corrected everything that was an issue before.
Round number 6 of our main event. Salcido starts every round bringing, once again, the physical pressure to walk Colbert down. Get him before that jab becomes a factor.
Colbert doing a good job of pulling that trigger, landing some good right hands, trying to stem the flow.
Salcido just catching flies here, but Colbert also has to land something to stop the pressure of Salcido from bringing it, because if all you're doing is missing, then you've got nothing to lose. So you're not going to pay anyway. But if you start to pay for it, then it starts to make you a little gun-shy. Colbert making a lot of this miss, but he's got to stop making a lot of this pay.
Also, can he keep it up for the full round? Using a lot of energy to make it miss.
Salcido starts to go for the first minute of the round. Then Colbert starts to pick it up with a jab and movement again. But like I said, it's only the 6th round, so you know, Colbert got to keep that pace up.
Oh, good left hook from Colbert there.
Definitely does. Scheduled for 10 tonight.
Yeah, the shorter shots from Colbert have been the key for him tonight. Punch in between the looping line shots.
Salcido's physical strength, you see pinning Colbert up against that corner.
Yeah, being a bully there in the corner, just stepping in.
Also something we talk about all the time, Paul, it's mental and physical fatigue. When you have somebody grappling you in the corner, not used to grappling, it wears you out.
And I gotta imagine coming from that Benavidez gym, that Salcido is going to be in good shape. You know, there's a lot of punches. David Benavidez throws a ton of punches. Rayo Valenzuela throws a ton of punches. You know, Diego Pacheco, another guy who's big, throws a lot of punches.
Yeah, he's in that gym.
Yeah.
They've been training on the boxer, man. Actually training over there as well, too. These guys, and they put in some good work.
Both these guys certainly so far look physically prepared.
Oh, good body shots there by Salcido again.
Heavy shot. You can hear those ringside.
Keeps working left hand to the body.
Very consistent from Salcido this round.
This is about the round 6, where that body work starts paying dividends. Start really feeling he can't breathe.
He hasn't landed a lot this round, but he's been consistent with his output.
And that pressure starts to mentally stress you. Gerald knows about that.
Yep.
That's how you make everybody work.
You start to hear their wind a little different, though. They go, so you know you're wearing them down a little bit.
Straight left hook.
They go to war at the end of round 6.
Oh, good hook there by Colbert. That's Salcido keeps throwing.
Beautiful round into that fucking little piece right there. Here. Let's go back on the leg.
Ready to begin round number 7, scheduled for 10 in our main event. Great. Round number 6 from both fighters.
Yeah, big shots. They traded left hooks there. Looked like Salcido got the better of it. Yeah, you see a little reaction from Colbert there, and then Salcido went right back down to the body. And like I mentioned earlier in that round, a lot of consistent work, not a lot landing, but it paid off in the end when he landed that big left hook.
More than one looking him straighten up from that left hand right before the end of the round. He goes back to it in round number 7.
And now, let's see if that pressure starts to pay off here. These are the rounds. You see Colbert looking for space, looking to hold right away, looking to slow down the pace and the pressure that Salcido is bringing.
Salcido from the beginning tries to close the distance early to take away the jab. So far it's worked well.
Not good when Colbert allows himself to get pinned on the ropes at the beginning of the round.
Yeah, and the first thing you look for was a clinch.
Always back to the body. Chris has been pointed out, consistent with that left hand.
Yeah, he goes high, he goes low, but he's always looking to throw in that tricky body shot. Very, very smart tactical maneuver there from Salcido when you got a guy who's a good mover.
The wind on that overhand right there, missed it.
Oh, the big right hand off did not miss.
Has Colbert in trouble. Yeah, gotta be careful with those behind the ear shots. Those are yours to
Colbert's allowing Salcido to just load up here along the ropes. That he's not
conditioning starting to make a difference here.
Conditioning in the body work.
This is a Salcido kind of fight. He's turned it into a good right hand. He's found a way into the phone booth, Chris.
Colbert's got to stay off these ropes. That's what got him in trouble in the Valenzuela fight. He's got to work on keeping this fight at center ring. He's starting to go back to ropes a little bit too easy now.
He's beating the body on both sides. Now he's letting the right hooks along with the left. Beating up the flanks of Colbert.
Right hand again.
Put Colbert to the chin there.
Almost a shoulder.
So to put those numbers and also try to physically bully Colbert. As you see him pushing back now.
I mentioned the conditioning in this fight. Obviously, Colbert came in great condition. He's been taking a lot of body shots, but as you said, Jimmy, after round 6, that's when those body shots starts to pay off.
Salcido showing volume. The volume he didn't show the lone loss of his career here on ProBox TV.
Well, he had a guy who was moving on him. Now we have someone who's standing in front of him, who's pinning himself on the ropes, he's able to get those punches off the bunches.
Yeah, it's been the shiftiness that bothers Salcido, but he's been able to curb that down from Colbert by keeping that intense pressure on him, getting to his body. Colbert has been less shifty. At center ring, you see how much of an advantage Colbert has. It's just he's not been able to keep this fight at center ring.
He's got the hand speed advantage, the footwork advantage, but along those ropes, those all go away.
Battle of real estate.
Good short right hand. Salcido just total commitment to his punches when he throws. Hit or miss, he's giving it everything.
Boxing superstar Tim Tszyu is coming to Prime Video. Don't miss this championship showdown as Tszyu takes on undefeated Murtazaliev for the super welterweight world title. Saturday, October 19th, streaming live exclusively on Prime Video for all Prime members.
BBC on Prime, Tim Tszyu, Murtazaliev. That is going to be an incredible fight. Tim Tszyu was able to sit down with the champs. Check it out, ProBox TV, our YouTube channel. Great interview.
That was a great interview. Paulie and I had a lot of fun talking with Tim, talking about old fighters, talking about his father, talking about this upcoming fight. Definitely want to check that out.
Very comfortable. He was really comfortable with you guys. Yes. Great interview.
Yeah, we felt really comfortable with him. I mean, it felt like I was chatting with an old friend.
Ready to begin round number 8. Chris Colbert, some concern in his corner. Ate a lot of punches in the last round.
2 rounds, really. Yeah. Especially that last one, though. Not much coming back either.
About Colbert's style, he has to be busy, has to be busy with the jab. His physical pressure has kind of made the jab a non-factor in the last couple rounds.
Yeah, Salcido closes the distance so quickly. As soon as the round starts, he's in your face.
Colbert too much in flight, and that's the thing. Once you go into flight, there's not going to be no sting on your jab. He's going to hold you grounded.
Get hit with a couple pop shots, grab him, let the referee break him. That's how guy get his rest.
Yeah, he's constantly, and also break up the forward momentum of Salcido that way, because then Salcido's going to start will sneak up and cut there. But you see where he's going. He's not following up. He's looking for breaks. That's the thing with Colbert now. Even when he does land, he's looking for breaks instead of looking to follow up and take command at center ring. It's going to take a little bit more than just the occasional shot landed. Salcido has that Mexican pressure on him now.
If he's not popping that jab, he's looking for power punches. Colbert needs to get on that left hand. He's got his movement going down this round, but you got to get that left hand going as well.
Back it up. We talked about a big baby, the clenching there. A little bit of a break. Go back to those straight punches.
There's the jab. Colbert steps in, lands a good jab, steps the flow. This is where Salcido gets lost. When you start moving on him, popping jabs.
That's the thing. He's got to keep the punches going. As soon as he stops, Salcido's on him like white on rice now. I think Salcido's got to cut off the ring. That's one thing he probably do a little bit better is he's allowing Colbert to circle the ring.
Right, let him go.
Now, Salcido's the kind of guy where he's flawed enough that you can take advantage of a lot of opportunities, but if you give him an inch, he'll take a mile.
Yeah. He relies a lot on the pressure and mental stress of you.
He won't get it for free. He's going to come at you.
Yeah, his opportunity's there because you can be more talented than him, but he's going to make you constantly work. Again, as soon as he gets you, you stop him. You see he's moving his hands.
And you'll hit what happens. He doesn't care. He'll bang the elbows, the shoulders, they just do a double punch on both sides.
And the thing is, this also wins rounds because now Colbert sees so much flight that Salcido's just banking rounds.
And there were a couple punches that didn't land that well, but Colbert was going with them. It looked like he was flying across the ring. It wasn't necessarily a result of the punches.
Right. It's a perception. Again, boxing scoring is subjective. The perception becomes reality.
Yeah, you make him miss there, but are you going to make him pay? Has the winning mentality been beaten out of Colbert now? Is he just in survival mode? So you got to ask yourself, is he coming into the last couple of rounds?
Because there is a lot of opportunities for Colbert to fire. He's not pulling the trigger.
Don't expect a fighter from Sonora, Mexico to give you any space for the run out of gas.
10 seconds.
Bring everything 10 seconds left to go. Round number 8. Who can make a statement? Another good shot. Over Salcido is kind of chasing him around the ring. No other way to say it.
Can we have another upset in ProBox TV? You saw the odds at the beginning of the fight. I told you these matchmakers are befuddled by the ProBox matchmaking.
It really is true. Yeah. Even fights is what we promise you here on ProBox TV.
I got a 4 rounds apiece right now.
Yeah?
I got 4-4 right now. The last 3 rounds was a sweep by Salcido.
Yeah, he's definitely finished strong the last few rounds.
This is it, man. 2 more rounds.
2 more rounds. You got to show me 7 this round or I'm stopping it. It's over, bro.
Wow, strong.
You're not reacting that this coming the way it's supposed to be coming.
Show me something this round or I'm stopping it.
Well, that's the thing now. It's put up a shut-up time. Because even if it might be 4-4, as Jarrell has it, you still got to put him in the bank on the last 2 rounds. You got to really.
He's slowing down every round. He's getting hit every round. You know, Sosa loves the kid. You know, he loves this. You know, so he's looking out for his best interest. You're not going to go in this fight trying to win. It doesn't make any sense going to take punishment.
See if he listens to his coach's advice. Round number 9 of 10. Oh my God, cutting shots.
Jarrell, I checked the comments at home. They're not fond of your 4-4 score.
Oh, yeah. You can say it in my face.
You hear that, guys?
Come tell him between cheeseburgers. You don't like his score.
By the way, to make room for him, he had to move about 6 feet in our table. So
we're sitting on top of each other right now. But to be fair, Drew, we have a lot of Mexican fans tuned in tonight. So
I appreciate it. I mean, listen, it's boxing, man. But, you know, here ringside, like I said, the first couple rounds, Colbert moved around, used the jab a lot. You know, he wasn't really getting hit with nothing clean for the last 4 rounds. He has.
I get called a Mexican hater. So for the record, guys, I got Salcido winning the fight so far.
Well, listen, we were not from
that's it. Corner has stopped the fight.
Wow, stoppage.
He did tell him before the round, I need to see something or this is over. Didn't see what he liked.
Yeah, and Jarrell, you touched on this. Sosa loves the kid. He's known the kid, trained him forever.
And then Sosa talking him.
He knows what he can do, what he should be able to do, and he just wasn't seeing it tonight.
Correct.
Colbert clearly disappointed with that decision. And he was warned, I want to see more. Salcido, for his part, brought physical pressure the entire time. And it pays off. Big upset.
Yeah, big upset. I'll tell you, Salcido was plus 190, but by stop, I wonder what he was for the stoppage. Let's go see the replay where Sosa comes in the corner. It's not even Sosa.
I don't think there's anything glaring. It was just the fact that Sosa said, "You got to show me something," fighting, and he didn't show anything different than the rounds before.
Said caught it in between rounds. Very happy Omar Salcido. He moves to 20-1, 14 knockouts. Name-wise, this has to be the biggest one of his career, Chris.
By far. Yeah, by far. But listen, I told you, we did that interview with David Benavidez Sr. He told me, he goes, I respect Colbert, I know Colbert. He's like, I think we're coming to win this fight. Boom, there's that. In the early rounds, like you were saying, Jarrell, there was opportunities for Colbert. He was moving, he was counter-punching. He was throwing the shorter, cleaner punches on the inside. But as the fight wore on, Salcido more and more was able to pin Colbert along the ropes and put pressure, and man, body work. Now we see that double left hook downstairs.
Yeah, the fight, it was getting more Salido's favor in the fights with the rounds going on, and he was taking a lot of damage. You know, even there you see his eyes rolls back his head for a second. So like I said, you know, I thought Salcido started to win the fight for sure. You know, and Sosa said the same thing. He's like, listen, you got to show me something.
It was the power punching of Salcido that was consistent throughout the fight. You look for this kind of consistency with a guy who stalks you down.
Yeah, and I think that was the main word, Jimmy, consistency. That was what Salcido brought tonight. He was in condition. He was going to the body. He went back to the well over and over and over again, and it paid off.
Put money in the bank and draw it out with a KO win. Jim Sorensen in the ring now. We'll make it official for our main event.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, at 1 minute, 2 seconds in round number 9, the red corner throws in the towel for your winner. By technical knockout, Omar Super Salcido!
It's not often that a corner says that and they mean it. Show me something or I'm stopping it. You heard it. 1 minute into the round. Didn't see what he wanted, threw in the towel.
That's right there, right? You good?
That shows you Sosa really cares
sir.
about this young man, and you know, that's good to see. It's good to see. It's not good to see. You know, you don't want to see a kid get hurt. You don't want to see the beating getting dished out. But you know, it's good to see that compassion from someone who really cares about you.
Omar Salcido came in with a game plan against the biggest name of his career, and that young man executed for his 20th professional win, his 14th knockout. Bright future for him at ProBox TV. Why? Because he brings the fights, just like our ring card girls, best in the business. Cannot wait till we go Friday, November 1st, Belfast, Ireland. We will be there ringside. Carrillo versus McCrory. See Carrillo, 16 knockouts in 17 wins. McCrory, 18-1. That is going to be a fantastic fight, and it has been a fantastic night tonight from start to finish. Gamble over Navarro. Navarro over Gamble in a great fight. Naji Lopez moving to 12-0 with a vicious body shot knockout. Once again, he continues to rise in the light heavyweight division. In our co-main event, Tsendbaatar Erdenebat moved to 11-0 with a virtuoso performance. And in our main event of the evening, a merciful stoppage in the final round. We'll see you next time here on ProBox TV.
Paper between them, and that's it right now. Good luck to you. Good luck. And interesting.